Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we got to talk about it. Millionaires, passive income ideas. You guys who've been here before already know a little bit about what we're going to talk about because when it comes to passive income, there's only a few ways that you can get it. And sit back and relax. And the next thing is we want to make our money work for us, you. We're going to make it happen here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And welcome again. Stop struggling now, gear. Where's the emerging millionaires at? Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please share the videos because you never know who you're going to be able to help. I know it's Monday night. I know it's another week. I know it's December. I know it's Christmas time. I know it's the holiday times. But that does not matter because if you want to receive passive income, there's things you can do now, today, next week, next month, and make sure that you have it, whether it's bad times or good times. So we want to make sure that you're involved. And especially since I want to talk about tonight, cash flow NFT, miracle cash and more NFT. We got to talk about this because there's 33 or 3,400 NFTs left, ladies and gentlemen. And you have to get in with a one-time payment, set it and forget it. And I'm not even going to get into this too much tonight because I'm going to actually run the 4-minute video. So whoever sees this video will be able to see it straight off the top. And if it's something you're interested in, please let me know. Don't stay away too long because there's going to be explanations and something new. That's right, Boogie Gopher Club. They're coming out with their own little musical, and I got to show that video as well. That's going to be pretty awesome. But first, once again, let's see who's in the house tonight. It looks like Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Thank you so much for being here in the house with the icon next to your name. And he brings a tagline, ladies and gentlemen. His tagline reads, "Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. It's time to make some money." I received a notification and trailer, and that's right. If you received the notification and saw the trailer, please let me know. And don't forget, smash the like buttons, ladies and gentlemen, so the YouTube gods know that we're in the house. Now, unlike normal scenarios, I had a little family situation today. So therefore, I wasn't able to send out an email. I wasn't able to post up in the under the community tab for members to join me on the screen. So let people know that we're in the house tonight. But normality was not in play due to family matters today. A health situation arose, and so everything is fine. But as you can see, I'm here. It's still show must go on. So how are we going to start this off? Again, you want to be a millionaire. You want to be able to get passive income and maybe multiple streams of passive income, then please stay tuned because we're going to be talking about miracle cash and more. We're going to talk about the NFT backed by stores, backed by real world businesses. If you're going to be in the crypto space, none of this leaving your money on exchanges anymore. None of this trying to earn yield with the crypto. Let's just go the right way. Business making money, we share in the profits. Where do we sign up? Well, first one up is going to be Mr. Cool. I should mention aka Laverne Penix, who's in the house. This is Mr. Cool, ladies and gentlemen. He's here. Now, one other thing. Make sure after you see this, let other people know. And there's a reason why after you see this and minutes after you see it, because I'll have an explanation why. But let's get into the video and let's see what you guys think. Some of you have already seen this before. But again, for everybody that's new who sees this video after, check this out.
If there was a way you could have partnered with Elon Musk before Tesla, before the Model S, before SpaceX, and before Elon became the world's richest man, would you at least have wanted to know how? If there was a way you could have partnered with Jeff Bezos when he was planning Amazon.com and it could have made you a fortune, would you at least have wanted to know about it? Well, what if there was a fintech company today that is about to capture major market share worldwide, where millions of people will be using its breakthrough technology and you could make an absolute fortune? Would you at least want to know about it? At the same time that we are experiencing record inflation, gas prices through the roof and headed towards a recession, the move towards crypto adoption worldwide is picking up pace, and the evidence is all around us. Big names and big money players are jumping in the game like crazy. The Staples Center, where the LA Lakers play, is now the Crypto.com Center. The Super Bowl, the most expensive commercial time on television, featured 6 cryptocurrency ads. Tom Brady, Matt Damon, LeBron James, and Larry David all made appearances in them. Facebook changed its name from Facebook to Meta. The rapper Eminem bought a Bored Ape, an NFT, for $450,000. Warren Buffett invested over $1 billion in a Brazilian crypto bank. Coinbase bought Bitcoin Turkey for $3.2 billion. You know what they say, success leaves clues. Whenever there is economic change in the marketplace, there are economic winners and there are economic losers. It just depends on what side of the equation you end up on. They also say that timing is everything. How would you like to get in on the next big thing? Are you ready for a miracle? How would you like to own a piece of Miracle Cash and More? The first to market brick and mortar crypto stores, crypto on the street, with stores in every major city all over the world. Unlike the faceless online competitors that have no phone number to call, no physical address, and no one to talk to. Miracle Cash and More stores are fully regulated, licensed, and our wallets are insured by Fireblocks. At Miracle Cash and More, we own our own cryptocurrency exchange. We own our own stablecoin. We own our own ATMs. We own our own merchant terminals. And guess what? We get paid on every single transaction. The secret, if you want to call it a secret, is to get involved before the whole world knows about it. Position yourself in front of the masses before the masses react. Here's the current offering. There are only 1,488 shares of the Master Franchise Agreement for all of the United Kingdom. Each share is projected to profit over $100,000 in year 1, $200,000 in year 2, $400,000 in year 3, and $900,000 in year 4. We have an exit strategy that projects a payout of over $10 million per share. And what does that cost to you? A one and done payment of just $5,000. And of course, you can buy as many shares as are still available. Now the question is, do you at least want to know how? I sincerely hope so, because the best is yet to come.
What do you think about that? Who's here? Did you see that? There's stores that already exist in Cyprus. There's stores already existing in Germany. There's leases that's been signed in the UK and a second store in Germany, all in licensed and regulated countries. And the stores are licensed and regulated. Did you see the 6 streams of income? Well, that's just the beginning of it all because there are promotions as well. Look who else is in the house tonight. Jawway Jay is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. I appreciate it. Very nice to see you once again. He says, hello, SSN Nation. Got the notification and saw the trailer. That's 2 people. Let's see if we can break the record tonight. And welcome everybody, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on Instagram. Hello. Thank you again, and share the videos because some people might not even know. Now, you guys saw that $5,000, right? You guys saw the $5,000 that it would cost you to get into this. But here's the question. If you don't have the 5,000, then what? You're stuck? Wrong. What happens is there's cash flow NFT. That's where you actually buy the NFT, but they have a free referral affiliate program. So the link is down below that's called Miracle Cash and More, and you can simply sign up as a free affiliate. If you refer 10 people, they'll give you a commission of $500 per person that signs up. So therefore, 10 of those means $5,000. So you have another way to get your NFT. It's beautiful. I love it. And some of you might have other thoughts about that, where you say, okay, I'm not a marketer. I don't think I'll be able to sign up 10 people. Okay, but look at it this way. What if you're able to sign up people based on just making extra money? They're going to have this NFT. They're going to have another NFT. Then they'll be closed out, meaning there will be 3 countries. I think it's called Belarus or Belarus, whatever it's called. But Belarus is a country, but they're going to put together 3 countries. And they're going to sell another NFT. These are limited. Again, they're down to around 330 NFTs left. Now, good news for everybody who says, Eric, I don't like those first 2 options. Okay, maybe you'll like the 3rd option because we have something here called the SSN Lifestyle Ring of Fire. Because Ring of Fire, the sister property, SSN Lifestyle, has a Ring of Fire, which is like our own Shark Tank. So therefore, sometimes all the sharks get together and they say, hey, do you want to partner up? Well, that's what we're doing here. The NFT is $5,000. We're up to $2,500 in the group economic plan. The contribution can be anywhere as low as $250 up to $2,500. Whatever you put in, that's the percentage that you receive back when the NFT marketing membership receives commission. The company gives out commissions once per month. Some of those commissions may be misunderstood because I'm just going to go to the screen here and show you something because maybe you don't understand and it went by too fast. You didn't notice the many, many different ways that the profits are shared because you're thinking a store, which is there's nothing wrong because they do have stores. But what you don't understand is that store also has profits that you get to share in. The other things that you get to share in, as you can see on the screen here, the many different ways the NFT membership marketing revenue comes from. Notice they have website. Notice they have Miracle Installment, Miracle Home, AVN, Electronic Terminal. That's 5 products. What's not on here is when you refer somebody to buy an NFT. That's not on here. Also, what's not on here is the store itself. The Miracle Cash and More stores, you receive 50% profits from the UK. You also get to receive profits from Cyprus, from 2 stores in Cyprus for all UK NFT membership marketing revenue partners. So That is pretty cool in itself. Those aren't on this list either. The website, they have an exchange. Buy, sell, exchange. There's transaction fees. You get to share in all this. This is where this money's coming from. All the fees, all the transactions. An AVM is an automated vending machine. That's an ATM machine, Bitcoin and fiat. Every time there's a fee, you get to share in the profits. The POS system that you see down here, there's fees. Every time somebody uses them, it does fiat and crypto. Fees. That's why is a $5,000 investment possibly could be worth up to 12, what is that, $12 million or more on their exit plan in year 4, a one-time payment. And so therefore, when I say you can get in on this, again, we have it where you can do a group economic plan. So therefore, you don't have any excuse, ladies and gentlemen, for not being able to get in. We made this easy for you. All right. So you have a link down below that says cash flow NFT $5,000 business opportunity. If you want to get into that, it takes you to the SSN Lifestyle website, and then you can sign up there. It's under the shop menu. It's that simple. But let's see who else is in the house. Victor Marrero is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Thank you so much for being in the house tonight with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline, one of 2 of them. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we're doing. We're going to make it happen. So if you don't like making money passively and you don't like this one time, put your money in and set it and forget it, I don't know what to tell you, because there is no other programs that's backed by real world stores and businesses except a second one there is, Debtbox Node. So you actually have opportunities galore, but not that many, only 2, especially in the crypto space. But back to the cash flow NFT business opportunity, whatever percentage you put in. So the NFT is 5,000. If you put in 500, that's 10%. So if the company sends out their revenue and profits, you get 10% every month of whatever that revenue and profit is. There's something else that's pretty cool. They actually have a crypto contract. And you might be saying to yourself, well, how do I know how much money these guys make? Whatever NFT I have accumulated, they actually plan on keeping it open to everybody. You'll know how much each store makes, how much each profit center makes. So you don't have to guess. You know there's only 1,488 NFTs for the UK. They've sold 1,100 of them so far. So you know when they say, hey, there's, let's just use a simple term, $10,000 profit, and you know there's 1,488 NFT holders, then you can divide that number and you know what you should be receiving. You know how much the ATMs are making. You know how much the POS systems are making. You know how much the Miracle Home is making, Miracle Installments making. You know how much the website and exchange is making, because they tell you. So you can always look it up. This is totally different in the crypto space, not different in the real world, because if you buy a stock, the company actually has to file, and they actually have shareholder meetings. So they have to disclose their profits, losses, and where they're spending the money. You can look it up. That's why I love what they're doing. They're just making it happen, just like if it's in the real world, because the businesses are in the real world. The NFT is a crypto product, but they're backed. The NFT membership is backed by the Miracle Cash and More stores. So again, to recap, Miracle Cash and More, you want to go buy the NFT, you can use, well, you have to use crypto to buy it. So that's pretty simple. If you want to go with the SSN Lifestyle Ring of Fire business opportunity, you can use your PayPal, credit card, checking account, debit card. You can also use crypto, USDT. It's on the checkout page. You have options. And if you do use PayPal, then I suggest you do something like, there's a box there when you check out saying, I will pay the transaction fee. Because for every $250, they take out $10. So the receiving amount is around $240. So that's how much percentage you will receive based on that. So even though it's only point like a tenth of a percent, 20th of a percent, that's all it really is. Instead of, let's say 10%, it's 9.8%, 9.7, 9.8, somewhere like that. So just give you an idea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the first part. Now, do you want to see something that's awfully cool? This NFT. This is something that is off the charts. You guys haven't seen it yet. There's more. They're having a little bit of fun. So here, we're not just going to talk about money. We're going to talk about a little bit of fun too, right? SSN Lifestyles based on fun. Well, Boogie Gopher Club NFT membership is based on fun. People are going to be making money. You're going to be able to have a lot more fun. So let's get into this. This is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to play a video. Now, if anybody sees a replay of this and you don't see the video, that's because there's a copyright situation. I don't know who made the song to their video, and I don't even know if they're going to do a copyright infringement for me using the video. But you have to see this Boogie Gopher thing. They did some old school type of video. I thought it was very fun. So if you guys want to get in on making money passively, and it's a membership, keep in mind the NFT is a membership. So therefore, there's other perks that go along with it. That's also key that is not talked about that much. But wait till you see this, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty funny. So join me in watching this video that they have, because I think this is pretty funny. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this.
Since street bumpers, the word is Boogie G has been spotted. He is back, and he's here to turn things up. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Boogie, go, go. Boogie, boogie, go for Boogie. Boogie, boogie, go, go. To a T. First in line. You want space in a T. Oh, wow. When you need something in your life, get up tonight, get it tonight. When you need something.
Looks like we had a little problem with the Boogie G video due to internet situation here, maybe the feed. I'm going to start this again so you guys can check it out. You'll let me know what you think about it. If it goes out again, then just keep in mind I won't replay it. And Victor Marrero will get into the bloodbath today on the stock market. Another bloodbath at the market today. There's nothing green on the dashboard. We keep getting kicked while down. Stay focused. It's a marathon, not a sprint. The upside will be sweet. Well, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, no reason to panic. Remember when it was going up for that week, the 10 days, 2 weeks, and I said, you guys know the mantra around here. It's 1929 to 1930, 31, 32. They're going to have 3, 4 weeks potentially of upside. Then there's going to be bloodbaths on the downside and go below, further below what it was before. That's what ultimately should be happening, except let's call it what it is. The Federal Reserve and all their buddies, they get a little nervous when they start losing billions of dollars. They get a little nervous because when they're leveraged and what they borrowed against all of a sudden starts going down, they can't take 20, 30% drops. That's like a death knell for them. They have to take, they can take 10% drops, but once it goes past that, generally they have to start throwing some money back into what they borrowed against. So this is why I love what's happening, but at the same time, this is causing havoc on the markets, and it should be a lot worse. And this is why I don't think the Federal Reserve is going to do another 4 quarters of rate hike increases, because they're not going to be able to withstand the heat from the stock market. Because the guys on Wall Street are going to be saying, "Hey, man, when you're going to start reducing these so we can start getting a bull run going again?" That's what they're going to be saying, because they have to offload some of this debt. You guys understand, debt has a timeline. And so they don't want to keep paying debt another year. So they have to start reducing the interest rate, because they're going to go from 9.5 or 10, then it's going to be 9 to 9.5, then it's going to be 8.58. So it's going to take them almost a year to get back down to where they want to be, around 6%, 5%. So therefore, they can only go up a little bit more. So count 0.5 this month, and then in the next 3 months, count probably another 0.5. They're not going to get too crazy. So they're going to find out then. But this is why we're going to have these days. The bloodbath is coming. That's why you have to be strategic. Like I said, so there's some things that you should buy at the stock market. DCAing is what a lot of people do, dollar cost average. But at the same time, if you did nothing for this whole time, then even though some people would say DCA, you can't guess the bottom. But I will tell you this. Would you have rather bought less for Tesla's easy to track because we've been watching it. So when Tesla split and people went out here and wasted some bullets and bought at $300 a share, now the share's $100 less, $200, under $200, damn near half. You could have bought more shares now with your same money, but most people want to do a different method. They say, okay, while it's going down, I'll dollar cost down. But at the same time, it would have been a hell of a lot nicer if you could have bought it $167 or $170 versus $300, right? So it's all what you find out and what you believe. Nothing wrong with any way dollar cost your way down, or you could have almost bought 2 shares for the price of 1. It would have been not 2 quite, but you could have, for 160 would have been 2 shares for, or 170, 2 shares for 340, or 1 share and a third, or whatever, 1 share and a tenth for 330. So, or 303. So all I'm saying is, those are the things that you have to consider. And people here in the SSN Nation, I've been telling you, 1929 stock market. Just think of that. These guys have no way out. Don't let these guys on TV mess in your heads. They have literally no way out. There's $35 trillion in debt. First of all, there's debt due on that debt. What I mean is, the 35 trillion isn't just a number. There's money owed every month on that money, because we had to borrow. People had to buy bonds. So when somebody's buying bonds and they got to pay 4% per year, all of a sudden you start realizing, wait, you're going to pay 4% per year on $10 trillion? Where's that interest going to come from? You, ladies and gentlemen, that's where it's going to come from. Never mind the principal. Who's going to pay the principal back? The only way they can pay the principal back is simple. They need you to go out here and buy things on credit. Loans. That greenback that you carry is a debt note. That's how they can create money out of thin air. Part of the thin air, because they create money out of thin air by doing bonds as well. And they create money out of thin air several ways, but the main way is this is why they need homes to be at an affordable rate and people to buy them. And therefore, if you have 4 million, 5 million people buying homes and the average home price is $400,000, how many trillions of dollars is that they just created out of thin air? But guess who it goes to? It goes to the mortgage guys, the banks, whoever has the paper, the derivatives. They all get to eat off of that funny money, so to speak. So all I'm saying is, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's going to have to pay the piper. And in this era, technology creates less jobs. The less jobs there are, that means somebody's pension fund is not going to be funded. That means retirement's not going to be funded. Social Security not going to be funded. Just for starters, less people are working. So now what's going to happen in the end as less people work because of technology? Now what's going to happen? They don't have enough taxes coming in, not enough money to pay back this debt, even if you add an extra 200 people to the workforce, but you can't. There's going to be 400 million Americans in the next probably 5 to 10 years, 400 million Americans, but there's only going to be 100 million to 150 million jobs. The other 200 million people are going to have to do what we're doing, make money off of your own skill set. All right. So now you understand why you need an exit plan in 3 or 4 years. So when somebody talks to you about, hey, check out this cash flow NFT membership, check out the debt box node where you set it and forget it and they're real businesses in 3 or 4 years, you don't have anything to worry about. That's about the easiest timeline you can get. All I'm saying, you got to start thinking outside the box. All right. So like Victor Morrell said, there was a bloodbath today. And I think there's going to be another bloodbath. They're going to have to raise the interest rates 0.5. You guys see my video that I dropped by any chance? Not that many people watched it, but did you see the video on why I want the hedge funds to buy homes? They're already doing it. Part 2 is going to be coming out tomorrow. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to drop it today due to, like I said, the family issues. But tomorrow is going to be part 2. All right. They're actually out here buying up, giving loans. JP Morgan is giving loans to like American for rent. They're giving funding. BlackRock's giving funding for companies to go out and buy up thousands of homes, not millions, thousands. They don't have enough money. They can't borrow enough either. They're not going to use their own money. All right. You guys have to think about this. Would you actually just think about this? If you had $1 trillion, you could A, go over here and buy government bonds for 4% and go on about your business. B, you determine and say, hey, I know I'm going to loan some American for rent company. I'm going to loan them $1 billion and let them go out there and buy 2,000 single family homes. That's what they're doing. And then they can claim they're not buying single family homes, but they're facilitating it. But here's the thing. The guys that are buying the single family homes at the prices right now, what happens when those prices drop 20% more, 30% more, and they don't have renters, and they have to pay taxes? Well, guess what? Check out part 2 tomorrow, because Open Door, they actually aren't putting their homes for sale on the MLS. Trickery, ladies and gentlemen, trickery. And again, the reason why I went to the homes are they're creating money with the homes. This is why they start getting scared. And that's why they can't have a home meltdown in reality. It's only because what they did early to boost the prices up, but the inflation cost, they said we can't deal with inflation either. So therefore they have to bring inflation down. And by the way, inflation is not good on any front. All right. Even the government can't withstand inflation. Federal Reserve can't withstand inflation. Their friends can't withstand inflation. All right. Now, this is all the reason why I want you to check out this Boogie Gopher, this music. Let's go see if we can make this happen again, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see. If it comes up an error again, then we'll just shut it down. But here we go. It's starting over. This is the Boogie Gopher music video premiere. All right. You get to see it.
Listen up, all jazz players, look the word Boogie G. That's right. Boogie G. To turn things up. Can you dig it? Can you dig? Boogie, boogie, go, go. Boogie, go, boogie, 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 go, go. Boogie, boogie, go, boogie, so fly. You get you there fast into a tea. Wow, first in line for the future world's greatest NFT. Oh, when you need something and you want it, see something and you got the dough, it's your thing tonight. When you need it so good, you don't have to act like you did. Everything's a take your ass and make me a boogie all night. It goes on and on as we go on and on. It goes on and on tonight. Let's go on and on, cause it goes on and on. It goes on and on tonight. Hey, honey's making money. He keeps bringing it to me. He's charitable, Julie. Honey's making money. He keeps bringing it to me. He's charitable, Julie. Yeah. What it is, what it ain't, what it can, what it can't. It don't matter cause we rolling in that new can. Custom, candy, apple, and collar. Hit the switch and make the lady scream and holler. Now, everybody boogie G to the ceiling. She's about to blow it off from Massapequa. This ain't no sad song, this ain't no love song. It's about that coming up with Boogie G, y'all. Everything's amazing. Boogie G is lazy. Let your people know it's on tonight. It's on tonight. When you feel like celebrating, take your glass and raise it. We gon' get our boogie on tonight. He keeps bringing it to me. He's charitable, truly. My honey's making money. He keeps bringing it to me. He's charitable, truly. He's dynamite, fast as lightning. Catch him if you can, catch him if you can. They call him Boogie, Boogie, Boogie G. They call him Boogie, Boogie. He's dynamite, fast as lightning.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a little fun with the Boogie G NFT membership. Remember, it's a membership. It's a separate membership from SSN Lifestyle. So therefore, if you're in the in the Boogie G Gopher Club, you guys know you get some extra fun. Making money passively and having fun. That's what's supposed to happen. All right, look at here. Victor Marrero says it again. Yes, that's scary. We were talking about the stock market and what's going to happen. Future population decreasing. This is very true. Actually, I don't know about decreasing. The population, instead of 7.5 billion people on the planet, has now surpassed 8 billion people on the planet. So it's not going to decrease. because you still have billions of people in China, hundreds of millions of people in the United States. You still have billions of people, well, not billions, but in India, they have a large population as well. So all of these together, you just have to figure the numbers are just going to get worse and worse. But you're not going to have enough jobs. You're not going to have enough money to share amongst the billions of people. Think about it right now. There's 8 billion people. So there's poverty galore. United States is not a first world country. We have TV, we have movies, and sure, we have cities. When you start thinking of all the sports teams, right? 30 cities. That's 30 cities out of 50 states. Why isn't there a sports team capability in all 50 states? All states are not equal. And therefore, you don't have the same economics throughout every state in the union. So you can't afford to have teams in certain areas or infrastructure in certain areas. So this is why if you live in, I'll just name some states. If you live in Louisiana, if you live in Mississippi, if you live in Kentucky, if you live in West Virginia, if you live in Alabama in the rural areas, if you live in Oklahoma, Nebraska in the rural areas, it's much different than if you're outside of a major metropolitan area. It's like ghost towns. Manufacturing used to be in the middle of almost nowhere. And all the manufacturing is now slowing down. There's hardly any factories. I'm not talking about like tech companies. I'm talking about factories that produce something. There's hardly any factories that hold 5 to 10,000 people in America these days. When you start talking about cars, okay, but cars cost a lot of money and their liabilities. So that's the whole problem. Mostly everything's made outside the United States. So again, we're going to have a problem here eventually because people don't care about having their products made outside the United States because how cheap they can get the products made for. That causes a infrastructure problem. You're sending your money outside of the United States. The people that are getting the money are paying the workers there. We don't have workers here. So the money doesn't stay in the United States and spent in the United States. That creates a deficit. So when somebody says, I just got to say what it is, because we're talking about millionaires' passive income ideas, but this is part of knowing how you have to make passive income because of the economics of the world. All right. We can't just put tariffs on people because that's on us. The guys we send money to in China, for instance, they just say, okay, Eric, you used to pay $5, but you guys have a tariff on us. It's going to cost us 25% more. So, Eric, you got to pay $6.50 now. It comes back. I got to pay more and send them more money. It comes back over here. And by the time it comes back through, I now have to pay shipping 25% more for my product. You guys don't understand. This is what happened. So China still gets more money. 2 ways. The deficit increases. So what happens? Where's the passive income? It's not coming that way. So the only way you can do this is you have to manufacture in your country and then ship out. You have to have deals all over the place. It just can't be one way. So Victor Morero saying working will get squeezed, paying taxes, or the system will collapse. First of all, the system has collapsed. This is what happened during the Great Depression. It already collapsed. It already collapsed in 2008 again. But in 2008, United States had things in place. They had a Federal Reserve. They had bailouts that they had enough citizens that could pay the bailouts. In 1930, 1929, they didn't have enough citizens that could pay the bailout money from the taxes working. It was a dust bowl. Literally everything was at a standstill. The next time, they're not going to have enough people working and collecting enough tax to pay the next collapse. 2008, the only reason it was averted is because United States could borrow from Canada, could borrow from Russia, could borrow from the UK, could borrow from all these countries. This is not what could happen 100 years ago. That's why it was a failure. Capitalism is very interesting because it's always taught to where you eat everything. So in order to be wealthy, you have to step on people's toes. You have to accumulate. By accumulation, you eliminate jobs, right? And by making the most profit, you eliminate jobs and you make cheaper products. And you don't get up and coming new products out. And that's what's happened to the United States. The rest of the world has surpassed the United States with technology, information, the way they're doing things, because we are stagnant for the last like 20 years. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. What's pretty interesting, the tech companies give it away. 7-8 years ago, you could buy a 2.5 megahertz terabyte or 2 computer. Why is it now the computers you can buy that same configuration, and how is it that it costs the same amount of money? It shouldn't have. It should have went down, but it hasn't. That ought to tell you something of what you need to know. Why haven't solar panels come down in price? When you start thinking about things, you have to say, wait a minute, that's right. Solar panels been out for like 7, 10, 12, 15 years. Why does it still cost $30,000 to put up solar panels? Solar panels should only be like freaking $500 each. They shouldn't be anything crazy. But this is what's going on in America as we're getting left behind. So we don't have enough people. If you have 350 people and you only have 100 to 150 million of those working, who's going to pay the $35 trillion plus the interest on that $35 trillion? You don't have enough people. The younger generation I have spoken to aren't interested in having children, and those that are, they're thinking 2 children max. Exactly. This is a problem for the baby boomers generation, like many of us. Exactly. This is exactly right. See, when the war came out, after the war, baby boomers, the biggest, largest plot, are dying off now. They have the most wealth. We have the most wealth. Baby boomers. So then what happens? As they die off, things crazy starts happening. Some people have their estate set up. Others don't. Where does that asset go to? It could go to the state. It can go to the tax man, IRS. You lose it. This is why a wealthy person by the 3rd generation, the money's gone. Yes, I'm talking about a billionaire. They're leaving their kids money. The 3rd generation down, money's gone. So you guys see Anderson Cooper on CNN. He's part of the Vanderbilt family. But he's definitely not a Vanderbilt that you guys know about, because they were like the 3rd generation down. And when it came to his mom, she's Gloria Vanderbilt. But the dynasty was being blown off to like her dad, her uncles. They were blowing off the money in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. She's the daughter. So by the time it came to her, yeah, they had a nice little upbringing for her, but she wasn't like the Vanderbilts of the 1910s, 1900s. So that's going to happen to all of us, because your dollar bill goes down as they print more money. It's automatically losing buying power. So even though you had $1 billion in 1900, over the years, your dollars could buy less. So it doesn't go as far. Same thing's going to happen to you when you get older. And this is why a lot of older baby boomers have to get jobs. They don't care if they work at McDonald's, because they need that supplemental income. We don't want this for you, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to be able to make some money while you're sleeping. And there's only a few opportunities that come along in one's life. So when we start talking about millionaires, passive income, make money work for you, then you have to sometimes take opportunities by the tail. Cash flow NFT, miracle cash, and more. This is one of the ages. This is one that I believe is going to be one of the biggest ones, because in 4 years, at the end of 4 years, they have an exit strategy. So you want to make your investment one time and then exit out in 4.5, 5 years. It's going to happen. They already have an offer on the table just from what they're doing already. That's why they're not going to do an NFT for every country, because somebody rolled in and said, hold on, we want to invest in this. They're like, forget about selling NFTs for France. I don't know if they're going to do the French one. They're saying, we'll take a country right now with all the NFTs. Forget the NFTs. We'll just give you this amount of money for having the rights to this country. So that's why they're not going to do NFTs. There's only going to be 2 more NFTs. That's it. The whole game has changed. Laws are coming in Europe in January. Their competition with Miracle Cash and More is going to disappear because they're not going to be compliant. So think about all this. So when we're talking about this situation that Victor Morel is bringing up about the kids aren't going to have children, I can't blame them. It was expensive when I had my daughters, except there's one difference. It costs 3 to 5 times more, but people aren't getting paid 3 to 5 times more than when I used to, when I worked at a job. I went down because I had my first grandson 5 years ago, and I'm sitting there, and I said, yeah, I'm going to go down and get some diapers for the grandkid since I'm here at Costco. I took a double take on the price. I was like, because clearly it was 20 some years that I haven't had to go shopping for any diapers, right? So when I saw the price, I was just like looking around like, this can't be right. I was like, this is definitely wrong. So I walked down to the next section, saw a different set of diapers, and sure enough, those were even more than the first I saw. I was like, this can't be right. And then I had to hone in to the little tag, and I looked on the tag and I said, holy smokes, that thing does say diapers. It was just outrageous. Some stuff that we used to get for $10, $12, $15 is now $50, $60. And the big boxes, $65, $75. I was like, what the hell is going on? Materials and everything costs less. How is this possible? This is what's going down because the cost of living, they're still printing paper. The Federal Reserve is still printing money. They're still giving out loans. They're still giving out these derivatives. So therefore, this is why we have to get this passive income, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So the children portion is correct. They realize that, think about this. You go to work, you have a child, you have to work 8 hours a day, maybe 9. Your kid gets off after 5 years old. Your kid gets off at 2 or 3 at school. They need daycare because both you and your significant other work. What happens? Take them to daycare. Daycare says, oh, that'll be $250 an hour or something. $150 an hour. $300 for 2 hours. You do that 5 times a week. That's $1,500. This is the situation that people are put in right now, but yet the government says $7.50 or $8.50 is minimum wage when everybody should be making $40 an hour. But that would be socialism. So this is another reason why you need passive income, ladies and gentlemen. And so this is why if you want to be a millionaire, you're going to probably have to be one in about 7 years. Quite frankly, you're going to need the income. You're going to need $100,000 per year to come in, or you need a windfall of being able to generate it. So if somebody gives you a lifeline, like a cash flow NFT, like a debt box node, and they say, hey, you guys can make hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next 2 to 3 years, and we have an exit strategy, you might want that lifeline. So this is why I talked about the cash flow NFT earlier. We have a second one. We have the debt box node. So that's another opportunity opportunity. I'm going to show you a little bit about that. And once again, let's see here. Debt box node. This video just gives you, in fact, I'm not even going to give that one. I'm going to go with this one where, let me see if I have it. This is 2 minutes. The founder of the debt box nodes, which is a license that you get, this company, they are out here making deals with oil, natural gas, agriculture, where they're growing things, aluminum, bauxite is what they're using for batteries, and a scanner system that only basically one company out of three. There's 3 companies in the world that can scan from space and find water or precious metals or resources under the ground. One company's from Ukraine. Nobody knows where they are. The second company, they can do it, but they're still probably 10 years back. They're using that LiDAR that they can see. They're not up to the par where these guys are. They have a patent on what they're doing. So there's one company that can find rhodium, platinum, natural gas, water, oil underneath the ground, gold, silver underneath the ground from space. They're putting up their own space satellite. You have an opportunity to buy a license on the XPLR is what it's called, license. They're making deals. They either have a royalty deal or a partnership deal. So it's a crypto type play. The licenses, they mine all the time. And the profits that they receive, they buy the actual token. So XPLR is what I mentioned. That's actually a token. It's the license that you carry and hold. So what ends up happening? These guys, it's beautiful. That part of the profits or all of the profits, well, they split it, but that's why I said part. Part of our profits that we receive for holding a license, they in turn go on the open market and buy the token, the XPLR tokens. They then burn them permanently. That reduces the supply, and then that means there could be an increase potentially in the token price. That happens for all of them, whether it's the natural gas token, whether it's the grow token, whether it's the aluminum token, whether it's the gold token, the silver token is going to be coming out. Whether it's any of the tokens, the license, that's how it operates. They have found the largest iron ore deposit in Africa, I should say, clarify, in Ghana recently, and it goes under the aluminum token. Can you believe this? From a scanner system from space, and that iron thing wasn't even on part of their license or token program, but it's going to fall under the aluminum license and node. The node mines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So every day you're getting tokens mined for you. Then you have these guys out here working, trying to make jobs and create jobs. They're out here making things happen. I'm going to show you this little video here where they're walking down the street. Check this out. They're in Ghana for this one, ladies and gentlemen. This happened like 3 weeks ago. See what the owner's talking about. This is only 2 minutes, but check this out.
So we are here in Tamale, and we are out in the farmland, and this is the land that debt supports with our grow token.
Correct.
So how does debt directly support these different farmers? How does that tie together?
So right now, this is equivalent to about 25,000 acres of property. They have capped out. They are the only organically certified farms in all of Ghana. So the export for soy and sunflower seeds and some of the other crops, they can start expanding through, but they don't have the property to do so. So Grow will come in and help with infrastructure. Grow will come in and purchase another 10,000 acres of property here and bring in more heavy equipment and build at least 3 more processing facilities for that 10,000 acres. That will allow them to basically put on more workers and increase the revenues coming through. Those more revenues, we get more royalties for it. Those royalties then go to the co-op, and we basically get paid from the co-op.
One of the things that I've been the most fascinated about is We talk about debt. Debt stands for decentralized, eco-friendly blockchain technology. And I don't think that we understand the E part of how much they're doing environmentally here in Africa. I mean, you guys are rooted here.
Very much.
And truly making a difference in these communities. I don't think that people realize that by buying a grow license or buying many of our Explorer licenses or any of the projects, they really are supporting Africa and the communities and the people through employment, thousands of jobs.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Yes, our goal basically for the year of 2023 is that we'll actually support 10,000 jobs alone here in Ghana. That's going to be not only for the grow, that's about 3,500 jobs, but for silver and gold, it's about another 3,000 jobs, and the rest of it will basically be going into the aluminum and the oil and gas sector here. But 10,000 jobs total will be goal. I believe we'll exceed that probably by June or July at the current pace. But there's always opportunities to expand here in Africa. It's one of the richest countries still in the world, and there's so much opportunity here, not only to expand debt box, but also expand the way people live and giving back.
It's beautiful. Show you around here real quickly. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. Give you just a tour of where we are at.
Give us a quick 10 seconds of what we're
Beautiful,
looking at.
beautiful.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, see what we're talking about here? This is big time. You have a way to get in as well. Just to give you an idea, you might say to yourself, how much is this really worth, right? That's the whole thing. So when I start talking about natural gas, they have a license for that. So generally, when you find oil, they found oil in Ghana using the satellite system once again, and they found natural gas, you can buy a token, or shall I say a license, which is a node because it mines. You can buy a license, and therefore you can turn around and reap the benefits of the partnerships that they have. Because again, they share part of the profits by buying the tokens and then burning them permanently. So they have natural gas token, NatG is what it is, NATG. Well, it's going to be sold out here, but it's $7,500 for that license. They started out at $1,000. Now, next up is Grow that he was talking about, where they were walking around, they're going through the farmland, the acres, and now whoever holds the Grow license, they benefit from the profits that generates. Those are presently $2,500 for a Grow license. The gold that they find in Ghana, which they have found that too, people are going to have gold licenses. Those exist, DLG. Some of you still may not get this yet. We're earning money right now as we sleep, all right, from these licenses. I'm going to show you that in a second. So here's the other factor. We have aluminum, which goes with bauxite, iron ore, but the aluminum is most important because of electric vehicles are coming out, the lithium batteries, and all type of infrastructure for aluminum. Planes, for Christ's sakes, need aluminum. Everybody needs this bauxite and aluminum, right? So they're finding these. You could actually have a license for those. That license is $2,500. XPLR that I'm talking about, the satellite scan system, the license for that, $2,250. It mines, all of them mine 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're all liquid. So you can actually withdraw the money by selling your tokens. But why would you sell your tokens now? This has just started. They haven't even put into place everything yet, not even more than 3 or 4 places yet. Imagine why I feel and always felt the XPLR would be the most valuable. Why? Because you send a satellite scanning system up. You send a satellite up, you put your scanner system on there, you rent the other spots on the satellite. So you have money always coming in, profits coming in every month, every year the satellite is in service. That means that profit means they're coming to buy. Now, throw in the part where they get 4% or 3% or 2% of whatever that the natural resources generates, now you're adding another layer of profits coming in under their XPLR. Then you throw in the fact that they allow other companies to rent the other exploration companies. You let them come in and say, hey, I'm going to charge you for those 4 hours. It's going to be $150,000. We get part of that profit because we have the XPLR license and the node. They're burning the tokens. They have the tokens every year. So with all of that in place, you have crypto backed by commodities, backed by real world businesses. It's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get left behind, because Victor Marrero says it right here as well that we were discussing. That's right. Daycare can run you $200 to $400 per week for 2 children or even more. Exactly. Have no idea how people can afford that. That's insanity. And this is exactly why younger people are being very selective on having children. This is what happened in Japan like 30, 40 years ago. Same thing that we're doing now. Japan didn't have world currency, so they couldn't just print money endlessly. America is Japan at this point. And all of a sudden, their citizens said the same thing. Hey, man, we can't afford to have kids anymore. No. We're not going to have children anymore. So then the government actually had to put incentives in place to have their citizens want to have children. And they still said, F that. Do you understand? We don't make enough money. We're in stagnation. You guys aren't offering any more money at the job, but yet the cost for us is going up. We can't afford to have children. So therefore, they had a population. They still have a population problem. Same thing here. If the United States does not have world currency, it's a wrap. But fortunately, we still have world currency. But as you guys may not be aware of, if you're new here, there's a thing called BRICS. Russia, Saudi Arabia joined, China, India. So this isn't good. All right. They're going to create their own currency that they can trade and bypass the US dollar. And Saudi Arabia actually backs the US dollar. So now that automatically means they have an actual trade out. So the guys that are holding BRICS, they can actually change their currency into dollars through Saudi Arabia. There's nothing stopping them now. So it's also nothing stopping them from actually doing business without the United States altogether. That now means all the guys in BRICS can actually have their own banking system. We don't need American banking. We don't need your stuff. We don't have to be in New York. We don't have to have a bank or a branch anywhere in the United States territories, because we can still do business outside of the United States with Saudi Arabia. They'll change our BRICS money into dollars, and they'll give us dollars for our BRICS money. So the ecosystem is outside the United States. This is the first salvo. This is why you have to get ready right now, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're going to start your own business, whether you're going to get passive income, you're going to have to take a little bit of risk, because basically you're taking a risk right now. If you work at a job, you have money going into Social Security, it probably won't be there. You're at a job, you're sitting there putting money, or they're taking money out for your pension. It's probably not going to be there. So basically, you're just throwing money into a black hole. If you think that the United States is still going to be worried about getting 200 million people to a job that's going to pay $40 an hour, you must be smoking something. That's not how this works. The only thing the United States is interested in, making sure that the people that have money, the people that have the corporations, they can pay and make sure their shareholders are taken care of. And they want to accumulate damn near everything and leave you left holding the bag. They don't want to spend anything. They'll take your subsidies, our tax money. They'll take any tax cuts, any tax breaks that you have to pay for, or shall I say your great grandkids are going to be paying for. They'll take all of that. And in return, you can work for $15 an hour. You can work for $25 an hour, because I know you have to come back. Even if I pay you $30 an hour, you have to come back to work, because that's not enough. But why pay 30 when I can pay you 15 or 20? It's not like you can go out here and get $40 an hour jobs everywhere. I don't have to pay you that. I'll just pay you 20 and you'll be happy. Right? Think about it. But just like Victor Morel points here on the screen, 200 to 400 per week, that's the number. And actually, some of you know it's higher than that. That's $1,000 per month or more. Some people are paying $1,600 to $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year, $20,000 a year. And by the way, I'll point out after tax. So you have to make $30,000 just to pay to break even with your daycare. That gives you no place to live. Now, if you're going to go live somewhere, let's say you buy a house, you're exuberant. You buy a house, $1,500 a month. Okay, well, you got to make 3 times that amount and then some. So you got to make $5,000 per month. That's 60 G's, right? You're going to have 60%, 65% left over. Well, those taxes, that insurance, that's going to be a little off your top of your cash flow. Those grocery bills, that's coming out. Some of you would say, Eric, I would be able to live off of 60. Well, try living off 60, having 2 kids that are in school and you have to work, and then figure out where they're going to stay if you don't have the family situation in order. When I was raising my kids, I didn't have the family situation in order. I didn't live around my family. So me and my mother's, my children's mom had to always figure out who's going to, now on my daughter's side, their mother's side, they had family living in the area, so that made it a little easier. But for the most part, if you don't have that in place, then you have to do other things. Daycare costs a lot of money. And a lot of other things go along with that as well. School costs money in some instances these days. So think about all this while you're poo-pooing doing passive income ideas, poo-pooing thinking about, I'm going to do some money opportunities. You have no choice. You can't let your money sit anywhere. You're going to leave your money in the crypto exchange these days? You're going to leave your money in a bank? Don't do it, ladies and gentlemen. You better take your money out of a bank. All right? If your money's out of your possession right now, you're going to be at high risk. This is freaking 1929 to 1930, and you guys may not know this, but there was a bank holiday. They took everybody's money, shut down, and called it a bank holiday. ATMs aren't working. You can't go to the bank, pull out any cash. You can't buy jack crap. You're done. And that's what happened in America in the 1929, 1930s. Millions of people done. Living on, well, back then they didn't have homes like they're structured now. They had homes, but people lived in kind of shack environments anyhow. But all I'm saying is it was bad. No food, no job, no money. Bad. We're on the teeter-totter right now, ladies and gentlemen. The $35 trillion elephants on your chest, and you guys are going through life going, oh, everything's good. It's not good. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he's also known as Mr. Financial around here. And once again, he brings his tagline. Good evening, SSN family. Always be making money. That's right. ABMM means always be making money by Mr. Financial. And he means it. He's dropping gems. He has a channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's called, hold on a second, Chili Davis. All right? Go check him out. Go check him out, ladies and gentlemen. He's part of the ecosystem. He's part of the love here. The SSN Nation, go show some love by subscribing to his channel. He's dropping gems all the time about financial information, stock market, a little crypto, and other financial news and updates. So you got to go check him out. Now, remember, I was talking about those licenses for the debt box, right? Let me show you guys something. Here's one of our former group plans, and we have another group plan. So if you want to get a debt box node yourself, go see the IX Global link down below in the description. That'll take you to go sign up where you can actually buy a node yourself. Again, you can pick out which one you want. I'm going to show you a little bit more about this. But the thing is, if you can't afford the 2,500 for the aluminum token, the 2,250 for the XPLR, the 7,500 for the natural gas, 1,500 for the gold, you can get into group economics, Ring of Fire at SSN Lifestyle, 2,250, Ring of Fire business opportunity. Again, minimum $250. Your percentage that you contribute is the percentage you receive when the money comes out. It's that simple. So this is what we're talking about. This is what's happening right now. It's my 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're earning tokens. The most important part is earning tokens because they just started a year ago in November when they started with the oil, BGLD oil token. They're having a second oil token. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can get in an oil token, and this will be for Ghana. So this is going to be very interesting. But all these other tokens, which are also your node, which is also your license. So here they all are, but the only ones you can buy are DLG. Debt. This debt costs $15,000 for their license for a debt. Natural gas, 7,500. Grow, 2,500. XPLR, 2,250. Aluminum, 2,500. Now, the reason why these have values is because we're mining them right now. And again, these are all brand new pretty much. Only a year old is black gold. GLD. We got our first XPLR, this node right here, August, I'll call it 15th. And here it is now, December 5th. So this is how much it has accumulated based on the token price. So you can see here, once the screen plays, which is taking its sweet time, 346 XPLRs per day. We're up to 43,000, and they've already taken off the 10%. So at one time, this is 1.5 cents. A short while ago, this was up to 3 cents, that means this is double this value. So it would be roughly 12 or 1,300 right now. But this is going to fluctuate because there's nobody buying these. Everybody's just pretty much mining them because we're going to wait for them to burn the tokens because of the profits that come in. Then this should increase in value. So that's why you wait. And this does a 24-hour cycle, and the new cycle just started. So this is why it says 46 over here. So tomorrow, this will be roughly 340, or just round up, 350 more will be added. So this will be 43,500 and something tokens after that's added tomorrow this time. So we just sit back and wait. So if this gets up to 100,000 tokens, that's beautiful, because if the token price goes to $1 or 10 cents, that's 10,000. And at the time, it was a $1,250 node license price. Now these are up to 2,250 to buy a license. If you want to get in on that, again, you want to go buy your own license, so be it. And just so you understand, here's what the wallet looks like. And all these trade on Pancake Swap. So they're liquid. Aluminum, XPLR, BNB's on Pancake, natural gas, Grow, debt, BGLD, DLG. You can buy all of these. Even if you don't want to get the license or in the node, you can buy these tokens without, which is another opportunity potentially. So all I'm saying is this is actually part of SSN Lifestyle Ring of Fire, because the 2250 business opportunity exists. And again, $250 minimum. And it has to be $250 increments. And whatever you put in, the percentage you put in is what you're going to receive out. These are set it and forget it. You don't have to do anything else. Passive income coming in. All right. So there's another opportunity for you. Link down below for both of those. One's called IX Global because IX Global that gets the wholesale license. It's all marketing. So therefore you can turn it into residual income if you share your link with other people, but you have to sign up for $115 minimum. All right. That's pretty much it. $115, you get a link to share just like I do down below. If you want to spend $45 a month and don't want to share, then it's going to cost you $45 a month. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to share, nor if you pay $115 do you have to share or more, because you can pay $115, $145, $180 because they have other products. If you're into Forex, they have that. If you're into a travel club, they have that. They have extra things in the back office. So it all depends on you cater it towards what you need to do. All right. I hope that helps. So there's two ways that millionaires are going to be made in the next 10 years. Because if you get in on these two, that's all you need. They're real companies backed by real assets, no mumbo jumbo stuff. Crypto has been known for the last 3-4 years. When crypto goes up, all of a sudden it seems like you can make 1% per day, 3% per week. And by the way, speaking of that, everybody, if you know about Novatech, once again, I made a video about it, but everybody may not know that the state of California, they actually said, hey guys, we want you to do a cease and desist of trying to obtain California customers. So therefore, please stop. So then they they put out a letter that was yet, but it's a desist and refrain. That's a cease and desist order. Okay, desist and refrain is an order. That's by the court. They haven't filed it yet. They just put that out there to let them know, which was what I called the letter. So they're letting them know if you don't stop selling to California customers, then citizens, then therefore we're going to buy this. That means that's an order. A cease and desist letter is not really enforceable. That's just a notification as far as the best terminology I can use there. That's a notification saying, hey, you got to stop doing something. But when somebody starts doing the cease and refrain order, that's their plan on when to stop you. And once they go to court, then you pretty much either have to answer and go pay lawyers, or we're everybody in California. I'm sorry, you can't do business with us anymore. It was nice knowing you. Thank you so much. But now we're out. Because if they keep doing that, then now that order means they can start trying to arrest people. And you get off a plane and stay in California, they're going to arrest you. All right. Don't play. So all I'm trying to say is you might as well just take your money out if you're in California. If you're in Texas, you should have already, you can't be in. And there's other states too you can't be in. There's like 6 of them. So just keep that in mind. And bring it because we have our own products as well. In case you're not an SSN Lifestyle member, there's something that came up. There was an opportunity for members to refer somebody for $1,449 for December 31st for a week at Kahana Beach Resort on Maui. Kahana Beach Resort is on the beach. Everybody is oceanfront. All right. It's a studio, sure. But it was only $200 a night, including tax, pretty much. That's incredible, especially when it's $500 per night during Christmas time or New Year's time. You still have an opportunity to make money by referring people from SSN Lifestyle. So you can go out and find somebody and earn commission. That's one way you can do it. That's a vacation rental. You can also sign up other members. That's another way you can make Well, actually, that turns into residual and passive income if you do that. We have a bonus club, bonus pool. We have profits. You receive part of the profits. So again, there's opportunity for SSN Lifestyle. I don't have a link for it, but you can go to ssnlifestyle.com. All right. It's that simple. You can go and find out or search the channel. You can get some more information about that. Victor Marrero also sent me something that I will talk about here shortly. It's 1 hour, 1 hour, 25 minutes in. Please smash the like button. That's so the YouTube gods know that we're here. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. All right. And since we're 1 hour and 25 minutes in, let's go off into some SSN lifestyle fun. That means I have to throw down with a video. And speaking of this, why don't I do this one? So this will be a minute because I always like this little interlude here. SSN Lifestyle Founders Club members, when they go to Punta Cana in 2023, they have a day pass for 2 people to go hang out here at the Pearl Beach Club. I'm about to show that right now. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Pearl Beach Club in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, home of where you should be going to buy your pre-construction condo or villa. Search the channel for Dominican Republic real estate because they have the most tourists in the Caribbean. They have the most tourists in the Latin American sphere. They're going to break records next year. Somehow they're going to have roughly 7 million visitors this year. I don't know how it's happening, but people went in the summertime. 600,000, 682,000 one month, 700,000 another month. They're going to break records. I think they're going to break the highest amount of tourists they've ever had this year. And this isn't even prime time. They don't even have Kathmandu Park made yet. They don't have all the villas and condos made yet. The infrastructure of downtown is not even anywhere started yet. And yet they're still going to break records for tourists, even in a lockdown COVID environment. This tells you all you need to know. You better get yourself a condo or villa like ASAP in the next 6 months or less. Because after next year rolls around, when they break the record and go to 8.5 tourists or 8.5 to 9 million tourists, you're not going to be able to buy at these prices. You're not going to be able to find villas for 200 grand. You're not going to be able to buy condos for 90 grand, 80 grand, 70 grand. Them days are going to be over, especially when you start adding in amenities. The days are already gone that you're going to be finding something in Vista Cana. You're going to be finding something at the beach. You're going to be finding something at Cana Rock. You're going to be finding yourself something at Cruise on Land and all that. You guys, if you don't get in the next 6 months, it's a wrap. All right? It's going to be a wrap. Trust me on this. I don't care about pre-construction where there's no credit check, no qualifying is much different than buying a home in America that have already went up 20 to 40, 50%. This isn't the same thing. You're buying low. And from this point on, most things are going to cost more because you can't build anything for 100 grand. And then 3 years from now, build it again for 100 grand. That's not going to happen. You buy a villa for 200,000. They're not going to be able to replace that villa for 200,000 3 years later. So therefore, you're going to win. Much different than when it's already established. So when it's already established, once they have everything established, let's just call it 5 years from now, when there's thousands of homes there and condos and it's established, then you'll have a little stagnation or increase in price, decreases in price based on the economy. But when you can buy things at $100,000 to $200,000 right now, you'll never see those prices again once they keep building the infrastructure. That's just the way it's going to be. So you have to consider, you turn that into a rental, and now you have passive income. Luckily for us, we had Gwen on, who's handling the Larimar property. He's a realtor. He's doing 20% management. And that's very interesting. But Believe management apparently might be doing 20% for Larimar. If you can get 20% property management that does everything, and if you can get, if you can get your 80, 85% occupancy, you're going to be making almost 20% on your money. You're going to be very, very good 20% on your money. So all I'm saying is, you want to make money work for you, then spend the money in the appropriate places, and then sit back and say you did a good job and relax. All right. This is why we have lots of winners here in the house. I'm going to show something else on the screen because I don't know what happened today. The stock market went berserk. And what I mean by berserk, down, ladies and gentlemen. We knew this was going to happen. Again, this should be no surprise for everybody here in SSN Nation. This is not a surprise to me because everybody knows I have VIX, I have dividend investing. That's it. Because everything was sold, I don't even know, 9 months ago, whatever. Because this situation is the Dow futures. That's why it's in green. Right? But the stock market today, negative. Oil prices, those are probably going to increase. But again, let me see. They're not going to show me the markets, huh? Okay. All right. Check this. Salesforce executive exits help put stock to its lowest point since March 2020. Some Meta employees claim they're not getting promised severance. Imagine that. Sam Bankman-Fried should already be arrested. I don't even know why they're saying could face years. Dude's facing years. It's a wrap. What do you mean could? Dude's, it's a wrap. Supreme Court likely to rule that Biden's student loan plan is illegal, experts say. Look at this, look at this, look at this. How did we know that was coming? Ordinary citizens getting a break? No. But next year, they're going to be talking about giving a tax cut well, not next year. They're going to try, some people are going to try to give tax cuts and tax breaks to the wealthy. Watch what happens. Very interesting. But they're going to say no go to a frickin' 10,000 or 20,000, $390 million. 370 billion. Sorry about that. It's billion with a B. But says 65% of U.S. dealers agree to sell EVs under companies' investment programs. We knew that was coming. You'd have to be an idiot as a dealer not to sell EVs and sign up for their that's a foregone conclusion, right? So just looking at some of the notes. All right. Just wanted you guys to see some of the notes so you can see what happened. But this is just outrageous what's going on. So what I'll do is this. Hold on. Let me see the screen. I don't even have it on the screen, so you guys can't see it. And you guys can't see. So I'm going to go with what I've been tracking because Mr. Cool has been buying the stock. So let's see what with this and under 200, I'm sure. Let's see what we got going on. This is weird. Yeah, 182 from 190 earlier today. So a 6.37 drop. 52-week high, 402. Yes. 52-week low, 166. We're in the territory, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine? Remember when we saw it that day? It was 167 and it dropped to 166 sometime that day. It was a couple weeks back. That's incredible. This is incredible. Yeah, I think it was right here. This is the day we saw it close at 167. Crazy. Can you imagine? Remember, Mr. Cool? We were talking about that. Now would be a good time. I can't see it getting much lower, but I think it's going to happen because Elon's still hanging out at Twitter. This is going to be, I just can't believe the upside off of this is going to be incredible. I'm still sitting here on the sidelines. I got to tell you, this is a gamble because I actually believe when it got down to this, I actually believe I just couldn't fathom it going that much lower. But because of our economy, it's Christmas time. People are going to be spending money. They're not going to be buying stocks. So I think it could actually go below this 166. I might be crazy, but I think it can happen. So oil. Let's go look at this. Let's go, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? MVO stock. Okay. Let's see if we can get this back into range. Can we get it back to 18%? Let's see. No, we can't. 16.1% return on your MVO, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know about this one? M as in Mary, V as in Victor, O. This is a stock symbol. Passive income at 16.11%. So if you believe what the federal government tells you, inflation is only 7.2 or 8.1, whatever, then you would think 16% yield on your money is hella good, isn't it? $13.78 stock, 16% dividend yield. That's beautiful. You don't have to wake up. You could stay asleep for years and still earn money. Is that beautiful? Let's go look at the other ones. You guys know my favorites right now. If you're new here, well, congratulations, because you're about to find out another double digit, 15.9% return from IEP, Icon Enterprises. I is in India, E is in Eric, P is in Paul. You guys seeing this, right? 15.9. If you're new here, I'm glad you could find us because nobody hardly talks about dividend investing, and they rarely talk about these type of numbers when they talk about 15, 16, or 17%. Yeah, I know. It's getting kind of crazy, right? Let's go see what ORC's been doing. Orchard, Island, Capital. Look at this, 17.94. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. These are REITs, though. That's a REIT. So you have to be very careful. They're in the finance world. But I'm just letting you guys get an idea, a little taste of what you can do as far as stocks go, and everybody that's old members, old subscribers, members of the channel, they know about these already. So they've been getting higher gains because when the stock prices were lower, the return was higher. This is AGNC, 14.66%. So again, you have many options that you can do. And we'll even go with the conservative JEPI. I can't leave them out because we're going to be at 10%. 11%. We're going to hover in that area. They're giving out $6 per share dividends. This is JP Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. They're a Fed bank. This is ridiculously crazy. $6. It's 10.57. Is that what it is? You basically divide $6 and I think it was 2 cents divided by $55.92. That'll give you whatever that yield is at this price point. And after hours, it actually went down just a few pennies, then it went back up. But this is some of the things that you should be looking at because this is set it and forget it. Just go on about your business. Close up shop. Just remember you have it, though. All right? That's what you need to do. Come back 5 years later and you compounded your interest and you bought. Now you have more shares. More shares is earning more revenue, dividend revenue. And since you held it long, your capital gains is only going to be less than 15% is going to be your capital gains. if you even wanted to sell some of it. So you'll be sitting pretty. All right. That's all I'm saying. If you put it in a 401k, okay, this is going to get a little complicated for some. So what you want to do is you get a solo 401k, Roth, IRA, go to TD Ameritrade, open up a solo or a Roth IRA. You've already been taxed. You buy the shares at Fidelity too. You can go to Fidelity, buy shares. And then it's going to be tax free on the way out. That's the simplest I can give you. You've already got taxed from your money that you put in. Then anything that it earns on the way out, it's tax free. Okay, that's simple. Consult a CPA accountant. All right. IRS accountant. So we'll talk about that. DR will co-sponsor the Fitur 2023 Tourism Fair, exactly, to be held in Spain in January 2023. They will have a special presentation of Michi's Town. Something big is coming. They keep expanding northeast. Yes, Victor Marrero, that's exactly correct. The reason why is because guess where the Hollywood guys are supposed to hang out? They're trying to get them on the east side. Can you believe that? The jungle east side, that's where they're trying to get them to hang out and build stuff out there, do their movie shoots and movie productions on that side of the island. So yes, you are correct. I believe this is why they're doing that northeast push. They're also doing expanding their cruise terminal area out that way. And there's already airports all over the island. 7 international airports is insane already on a little freaking island. Half of an island, by the way. So it's crazy. So think about this, the state of Florida, for instance, although it's maybe not as big, but the fact of the matter is they don't have 7 international places. They have Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Fort Myers, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. That's about it. Georgia, what, 2 international airports, maybe? I mean, they got more airports than a lot of states do here in America. It's crazy. It's insane. So, once again, they're handling biz out there. And yes, this is also another reason if you're going to consider pre-construction properties in the Dominican Republic, you better step to it. You better start locking something down, ladies and gentlemen, because time is almost up. These guys are going around the world telling people, hey, come down here, come down here. And the world is listening because there's hardly any safe places to go where people are still okay, not a lot of infrastructure, still can relax, easy to get to which part of the island you want to get to. So people are, and it's still cheap. So people are still taking advantage. So they're going to be in Spain, and that little Fitur is what I call it. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but Fitur 2023 is going to be in Spain. But other European country travel personnel are going to be in the house. So they're going to go, hey, what's going on over here? And then as soon as they start showing them, hey, this is what we have pre-construction. We have Kathmandu coming. We're building an airport, 2 airports in Punta Cana. We're building an extra cruise port out here, expanding the one over by Santo Domingo. We're making one out over there by Sosua. We're opening up the bigger one over by Punta Cana. So all of a sudden they're like, wait, you have cruise ships coming in on different ports there? Yes. You have how many airports over there? Well, we're about to make the 8th international airport. Really? What the heck? Yeah, you can go to any one of these cities in the island. And we have plenty of real estate you can buy. It's deeded. And they're starting out at like 70 grand for these condos, and you can get a villa for $100,000. What? Right. And look at our world famous beaches. Look at our luxurious accommodations over here in Cap Cana, and the other one down here by La Romana. This is where movie stars hang out. Really? Oh, not just American movie stars, Latin movie and music stars, and all of a sudden they have something to talk about. Oh, and by the way, Hollywood's making movies. Fast and Furious was made in Dominican Republic. J-Lo just came and made her movie over here, parts of her movie out there. The Sports Illustrated did a photo shoot for the last, what was it, 2022 calendar or 2021? Can't remember. But anyhow, they have a lot to talk about. A lot. So all I'm saying is this is going to be crazy. Crazy. Here it is, Jaway J saying, Eric, they are building additional terminals at Punta Cana, almost finished. There we go. I forgot all about that. Exactly. More slots at the airport means more flights. And never mind about the new airport that's hidden under wraps so far in Punta Cana that's going to be coming. That's going to be incredible. And like I said, if they're able to pull this off where you can just have an ID from anybody inside the United States, like they're flying to Florida, except you just keep going and you're flying to the Dominican Republic and get off and be able to hang out there with your I-freaking-D. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the whole game changer. Whole game changer. Forget about the 8.5 million visitors. It's going to expand to 10, 12 million. Congratulations for everybody that bought their pre-construction home. I also sent you a video on Las Palmeras Recipal of the model home when I was there this past weekend. Oh my goodness, when did you send this to me? We got to check this out. They have, see, ladies and gentlemen, like I keep saying, it's going to be a wrap. First of all, Cruise on Land, they're building their model right now. Now we're finding out Las Palmeras has their model. All these places are still inexpensive. People are going to be snapping these places up left and right. There's going to be 100,000 people coming to Punta Cana area. Bajaíbe, they're building that one as well down there. Mr. Estacio handling business. Next to Believe, all-inclusive resort. But again, this is going down. Where's this video at? Jeez, I can't believe it. Let me know when you sent me that video. I need to see this. I'm curious about this. This is going to be awesome. Hold on. Let me get this off the screen. Check your email. All right. I'm checking right now. I don't know if I'll be able to pull this out and use it, but let's see if we can, because this would be awesome. This would be more than awesome, actually, because they had the right price. Check the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I did a video on this location. So what do you think about, let me know, Jay, if, what's the amenities there? Because I can't remember if they actually had that amenities. All right, I have it. Let's see what happens. Let me see if I can show this today. This would be very, very cool. Okay, this is going to take a second. I'm going to have to do some things in the background. All right. Yes, I have it. I see it. Hopefully, I'll be able to show it. Upcoming projects in Miches will be another opportunity to buy a property on the ocean side for good price. Anything on the water going southeast from Miches towards the Punta Cana airport can't be touched. Exactly. Exactly. Let me know if you actually know how much the properties are going to be sold for, because I have a feeling those aren't going to be cheap, even though of that it's in that location. Join now. Yes, that's exactly it. Yes, I have it. This project is way ahead of schedule. Yes, it is. I don't understand how is this even happening? Actually, I am not surprised by this. I am not surprised. And the reason I'm not surprised, oh, maybe I can show this. Well, this is showing, you know, I don't mess with, this might not work. This might not work. It's an iDevice. It's an iDevice, but it's okay. I was being pessimistic. It looks like, because you guys don't know, I don't mess with Apple. I'm just saying. It's usually my friends send me stuff on Apple and I can't do anything with it. It irritates me. But this one, Yahweh, this one, Yahweh, it opens. We can play it. It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Yahweh J. Hold on a second. Let me see what happens. It hasn't started yet. You'll hear it in the background if it starts. And then we can put it on the screen. It looks like, oh, hold on a second. This is going to be impressive. All right. Well, this is a treat, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a special treat. It's like an iPhone. Well, not an iPhone. It's more like, let me see if I can pull this up. Windows. Here we go. No, I think this is it. Let's see if, yes, this is it. All right. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure I can get this on the screen for you. Whoa, what's this here? Get me off screen. There we go. All right. It's almost showtime. Let's see if we can make it happen. Hold on. Where's the... Okay, here we go. Isn't this like a villa? I can't remember. In a little living room area, walk to the back, got a kitchen, dining area. Whoa, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Nice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was short. It was a little teaser. All right. How is this possible? That's fully furnished. Well, all I can say is this. Everybody's ramping up. It's December. They know 100,000 people are coming at the end of this month. They know January, 100,000 people are coming every week for the next 4.5 months. It's going down. How awesome is that? Oh, Yahweh J's showing us some love, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Search again. I did a video on Las Palmas Recital. That's how I pronounce it. I don't know how everybody else pronounces it. But all I'm saying is I did a video on it. And this place, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He sent up some more videos. We're going to check this out. This is what we do here. We're 1 hour and 53 minutes in. This is how you can make some money. No credit check, no qualifying pre-construction properties. Get in now. And by the way, this location that Las Palmas Recital is on is a great location because there are all kind of projects along this road that comes out and hits 106, is it? Yes, there it is. 2 and 3 bedroom villas. That's it exactly. Okay, so if I remember right, they have a pool and they have a kids play area in the first phase is what they're showing. There's nothing else. That's all I can remember if that's the one. Because you guys, I've done several of these. So I can't remember each project separately. So we're going to find out. All right, hold on. Let me pull up this second one. We got another one. Let me see. Where's it? Oh, I blew it. I don't know which one's which. Yeah. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I don't remember which one was which. So let's see. Okay, we'll do it this way. All right. Now I have it. Oh, this one's longer. This one's 189 megabytes. And the other one was 37 megabytes. So this is another special treat, ladies and gentlemen. It has to be longer than the first one. So Jaway J giving us on the spot reporting here. This is for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you can get passive income. Most of these places have Airbnb, VRBO, short-term rental allowances. So therefore, you can get passive income, no credit check, no qualifying. I keep bringing this up. You're going to have to put 10% down. Then over the course of 24 to 36 months, generally you're going to pay 30%. So in other words, let's just say it costs $100,000. You're going to have to put 10,000 down. And then they may say 30% during construction for the next 24 months. So let's just say that's $30,000 because that's 30% of 100,000. And then you have 24 months to pay. So that's $1,500 per month. I think. I am pretty sure. Okay, so that's around $1,500 per month that you would pay. At the end of that, you've put 40% down. So you're going to owe 60 grand. What's been happening so far is generally that property is going to go up another 20, 30,000. So what will end up happening is it'll appraise at like 130 to be conservative. And then you only owe 60. So they're going to say, oh, he has 50% loan to value or 45% loan to value. Now your opportunity to get a loan is much greater because the value of the property went up because it's pre-construction by the time they finish building it a year and a half, 2 to 3 years later. And now you're in, and then you're able to rent it out, use short-term rentals to pay for your mortgage. And your mortgage on 80, 60,000 is going to be what? I mean, not that much. Even at 10%, that's $600 a month. All right. So all you need to make is $150 per week. If you have 100,000 people coming through the airport, 125,000 coming through the airport every week for 4 months, every week for 6 months, every week for 7 months, I don't think you're going to have a problem. All right. So all I'm saying, let's see if this actually came up. Let me see. What's happening here? How come I can't? Oh, I know what it is. Okay. I got to open this up. Let's see what. Oh, that's not the one. Or is it? We'll find out here shortly. So, Yahweh J, thank you so much for doing this. All right. I appreciate it. Curtis Davis, otherwise known as Chili Davis. Go check him out, ladies and gentlemen. His YouTube channel. He says, uh-oh, I heard something. AGNC. That's right. We've talked about that years ago, too, when it was only like 10%. Now it's up much higher. Okay, let's see what happened here. Where's that video? All right. Oh, we have commentary, but I don't know if people are going to hear that. Let's see. Okay, so this looks like a little more living room. Let's see, Jawway J showing some love here late night on a Monday. This is how we get passive income, ladies and gentlemen, how you can get passive income. Just get it up. Okay. So we got, let's see, this is short. No, here we go. He's someone talking.
So all of this easy. This one too. This one is on the camera is that right? Very nice. Okay. 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 So this one. Okay. So if you don't have this, you have just plain wall, right? Okay. Lights, same thing. Lights. I need to talk with I'm not sure about that.
I'm pretty sure about the lights, but yeah, Alexa here on Alexa. Alexa, buenos días. Okay. The internet is a little bit, turn off the light.
Okay.
Alexa, buenas noches. Okay.
Huh. Okay.
Okay.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
The ring.
Okay.
The rings.
Oh, you guys can't see this. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize you couldn't see this. I didn't realize you couldn't see it. It's a black hole. I can see everything. That's weird. It's not sharing the screen properly. That's a bummer. So you might have heard when they were saying Buenas noches, it cut the lights off. This is awesome. And it started closing the curtains. So that's impressive. That's impressive. Okay, you guys can probably hear in the background. Let me turn this off real quick. I don't know what happened. You guys should have been able to see that. That's weird. That's a bummer. All right. So all I saw on the screen was black. That's a bummer. Las Palmas Recipal is beautiful. These appear to be huge units. Yes, exactly. This is awesome. Let me see if I'm going to see something here. I don't know if I have enough space. New project with the view. Punta Cana. Okay. That's not what we're going to talk about here. Let me pull this up. This is a treat right here. This looks like a villa. Let me see if this is the one. Yeah, let's see. Yes, this is it. I think I can add this. Yes, there's going to be a special treat. So you guys are able to see this. Yeah, so these are villas like I thought. I didn't remember them as being condos. So I'm going to load this up. And this is interesting. This was impressive. This is impressive. I like. See if we can get this up though. So again, these are on the road right on the other side of Vista Cana, just to give you an idea. The guy was showing the smart features on the home. Exactly. This is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Alexa, buenos noches, closing the curtains, turning off the lights. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, the smart home feature. I wonder if they're going to charge an extra $10,000 for it though. That's the question. It doesn't come with it, I know. So, but, you know, so while I was there this past week, I was able to choose some options I wanted on my new villa. So, Yahweh J, congratulations. Let us know what type of options you had a choice of, because obviously they have the ring. I don't like that situation. What was up with the cameras inside the house? That's interesting. In the living room, he had them, and I think they were in the other room as well. And that's interesting. But nonetheless, let us know the prices, because Cruise on Land, no, was it Cruise on Land? Anyhow, there's some new pricing that has come out with all these iHomes and with the rings and things like that. And people are charging $10,000, $7,500 for these smart home features. And it makes you wonder, if I was actually there, it's not going to cost me that much, right? Because I'll just go to the guys that are doing it and have them put it in for what, free, and then pay them $20 a month, $60 a month or something. So I don't know, but all I'm saying is that's pretty cool. Let us know what features you're choosing. That would be awesome to hear from you on that. The choices you had. So again, I have a video on this. You can search the channel. Las Palmeras Resipal, Resipal is how I pronounce it. Palmeras, Palmaras, and LAS Las. So check it out. Oh, yes, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you the first video. So I'm going to step aside here so you guys can see this for yourself. That's interesting. I'm going to leave that background. I like it. Oops, sorry. Here we go. All right, there you go. That's the first part. That was short. That was a teaser. Here we go with a little bit more. Check this one out.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
So you got this one, the ring.
Okay.
The ring is here.
Okay.
Ring is here.
Okay. See.
You can see from here in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You can see here in the cell phone.
See.
So all of this.
Mm-hmm.
All of this, you have this one too. So it's only smart things.
And the camera, you said, right?
Camera, yes. And you have
Okay.
one sensor.
Okay.
You have one here. One
Okay.
in the door.
Okay.
In the door. So this one. That one is this one.
Okay.
What else?
So if you don't have this, you have just plain wall, right?
Yes, the spring one.
Okay.
So,
Lights, same thing?
Lights. I need to talk with the boss.
Okay,
about
you're
the
not
lights.
sure about the lights.
I'm not
Okay,
sure about
okay.
the lights, but you have Alexa here. One Alexa. Alexa, buenos días.
Okay.
Open this one. And the internet is a little bit something wrong, but you can turn off the light.
Okay.
Alexa, buenas noches.
Okay.
The light.
Oh,
Turn on the AC and close this.
okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting a special treat this evening. How cool is that? Jawway J showing up, giving out and showing out and showing up and giving us some love here. All right, check this one out, ladies and gentlemen. This is short. This might be the Buenos Noche. First of all, the reason why there was really no glitch, he said Buenos Dias. It was already daylight, so therefore the curtains would not close because they're like, it's daylight. The lights are on too. So when he said Buenos noches, then it said, oh, now he wants it dark. So therefore, that's why it started closing. So actually, it wasn't a glitch. It's because he didn't say Buenos noches. If it was daytime, or shall I say nighttime, and he says Buenos noches, Buenos dias, then it's going to open up at night. Lights are coming on. It's going to be crazy, right? So think about it. That's how cool it is. All right, here we go. Here goes another one.
Ah, bonita.
Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting a special treat tonight. This is the model home, Las Palmeras, Resipal, in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Woo! This is awesome. Special treat for everybody. Let us know, how much were these? I can't remember. All I know is they're inexpensive. That's all I remember. They did they did a hell of a good job. I'm not going to be able to show these other pics though, But they did one hell of a job, ladies and gentlemen. One hell of a job. In fact, maybe I will be able to show them after I get this zipped out. Let's see if I can get these open. But one hell of a oh, no, that's not working. Not working. Not working. Okay, let's get out of this. Okay, this is pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. Jawway J bringing in some love tonight from the Dominican Republic, showing people what they missed out on. Jawway J, let people know how much the villas are, because I can't remember the prices. Done way too many of these. Here we go. Let's go. Let's see. So while I was there this past week, I was able to choose. Let me know those options. A small community of villas with pool. These can be tremendous Airbnb option if they allow you. I always have a good feeling with entire homes with pools. Even at Margaritaville, they rent well. Exactly, Victor Marrero. I agree with you. I agree with it, and I will do the caveat. Margaritaville, remember, not only do they have the homes with the pools, but then the people that even have the homes with the pools, they still get to use the Margaritaville amenities. That's the beauty of it. So that's my thing. I don't generally like just villas in the middle of nowhere. That's just a house in the neighborhood. I need amenities to go along with it. So that's why that's very, very cool. This is model home, and the cameras is just for security, and we'll be removing the models. So, okay, because I was like, man, they can't be leaving those in the house like that. That's crazy. All right, here we are. You're kidding me. These are smart homes. I like them very much. Exactly. Victor Marrero, actually, I'm surprised that Rock hasn't given you well, yours isn't delivered yet. They're giving packages to people at a lot of different projects now. This is a thing, because think about it. Even if you have your condo, you can call up the reps for Ring and all that and say, hey, I want that smart home package, and put it in after the fact. But it makes it, well, to me, there's a catch 22 when you put it in while they're building versus after. While they're building, it seems cool, but you don't know where the wires, you don't know where everything was put. There's no schematic if something goes wrong. Versus when you put it in afterwards, it might not look as clean, but at least you're going to have some sort of location where you're going to put your boxes or put your routers or whatever you need in a certain location. So there's a catch 22. Or since it's 2022, they can have a closet where everything goes down to that one area in the closet like they're supposed to. Then you have no issues at all, because then you can always fish back through. So hopefully that's the way they're doing it there. But that would be pretty cool. Yeah, smart homes is what's going to happen, especially since these clearly can be short-term rentals. And now you can actually put in codes. You can do all kind of stuff. Check out the photos I sent you as well. Yeah, I'm trying to go for those, actually. That's what I was trying to do right now, but I don't know if I could download them or not. So that might have to be another day. So I'm going to see here shortly if I'm able to. No. Well, it's yet to be determined. We'll see here in a second. I'm going to go. Oh, okay. That's why I can't do it yet. There's a way I can do it, but I kind of messed up. Nope, I didn't mess up. Hold on a second. I can do it. No. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, I can't. Oh, wait. I have an option here, maybe. Yes, we have an option. Pictures are incoming, ladies and gentlemen. Pictures are incoming. Let's see if I can actually get these on a string, and then we can show them all, and then I can go show you guys. Let's go. Oh, yes. Oh, damn it. No pictures on a string. Damn. All right. We almost were about to get excited, ladies and gentlemen, because I would have to open up each one of these separately. Unfortunately, this isn't. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Maybe we can do something here. Maybe we can do something. I have to put them in a certain location. Then I'll get them for you. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Lifestyle. Go through 40 some video. Check this out. Let me know what you think. Oh, wait. That's not going to cut it. Here we go. We'll do People's Choice.
But it would have been so awesome. I was going to soar right through here like this. And whoops, I'm sorry. Vin Diesel, excuse me. My bad. Big fan though, Mr. Diesel. Excuse me. And then flying, and I'd be flying, and I'd land right. Where do I land?
Come on.
Trying to think that work. I can't show those, link them together for some strange reason. No, not going to be possible. So that leads us to something else that I don't know if I really want to try. Let's see. Somebody else sent me some more pictures. This is awesome. I don't know what they are, but I have other pictures. Very nice. Oh, outside. Okay. All right. Damn. This is pretty sweet, quite frankly. This looks very nice. How much were these? I can't remember. Let me know how much they were. Let's see here. Let's see if we can make this happen. Here it is. 2 bedrooms, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. This is a winner, 100K. 3 bedrooms were 155K. Now, the question though is this one's furnished. That doesn't include the furnishings, if I remember right. Galaxy will actually be smart also. However, it's an apartment. It's the only project in Counter Rock that the smart system is part of the price. However, these are homes. I like them. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The villas I'm not a fan of in reality, unless they have some features or have some I need amenities is all I need. That's what I want. But this price point right here is perfect because you can rent for $75 a night, $100 a night, and still come out ahead. Because you don't even need to rent, but even if you only got $700, $1,000 per month, that's still $10,000. We want $15,000 though, right? Might be able to get that. Might be 125 a night. Might be 150 a night. Who knows? But the Galaxy, in case anybody's wondering, is that Counter Rock that he mentioned is by the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And that's what we're doing. 2 hours and 18 minutes in. We're talking about passive income still, even though we're looking at real estate. This is how you get passive income, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Just so you know, this is how you passive income. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the pictures. It frustrates me because I should be able to show you. It's not allowing me to actually. Oh, it's allowing me. Okay. I think we're in business. We're in business. It took a minute to populate. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to get a special treat. How cool is that? Let's go back here. Yes, it looks like we're good to go. I think we're going to be good. See if I can bring this in. Let's see here. They didn't like that. Let's see if I can show on screen. Let's see here. Here we are. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're in, so to speak. Let's see. Are we in or not? What's happening? Yes, we're in. All right. You guys are in. Here's the pool. Does this have jets in the pool? This is interesting. Nope. 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 It's not allowing me to do it. Not allowing me to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let's see. We're going to have to try this again. Let's see here. Why did it block me? Why did it block me? That's interesting. It popped up, but it's blocking me. It won't. We'll keep going. We'll keep trying. Nope, it's blocking. Doggone it. Yeah, this is very nice. If you can get something in early, this is how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Get it early. Yeah, looks like we can't do it. No love. No love. Well, you guys are going to have to check these out on another day, quite frankly, because tonight we're 2 hours in. We're about to wrap this up. Check out the passive income that I was mentioning earlier. All right. Don't forget about the cash flow NFTs. Don't forget about any of that. And what I'm going to do is one last thing. Why not? Might as well give it a shot. I think I have too many things in the fire, but let's go find out. We'll see. We'll see if they're going to allow me to do it. All right, here we go. I'm going to do, okay, let's see here. Let's go here. Let me see if I can load these up. We'll see how many of these I can load up. I can't load up any. Too many images, too many videos. All right. Well, this will have to be a Wednesday night live stream. All right, here we go. FYI, a second job fair at La Romana for PC Punakana Kathmandu Park, December 9th. Positioned in all areas. They're giving locals the opportunity first, especially those fluent with multiple languages. That's pretty cool. I like it. All right. 2 hours, 22 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. I got to wrap this up tonight. Get back to handling some matters, see if everything's okay. And then I will see you on Wednesday night, I hope, on the Wednesday night live stream at 8:50 p.m. This is where members with the icons are the only ones that can be in the chat room. All right. So just keep that in mind. And it's at 8:50 p.m. Friday night. Everybody can be in the chat room once again, just like tonight. So don't miss out on that, for starters. And there's a whole bunch of other things that we're going to be talking about this week. And tomorrow I'm dropping part 2 of the real estate, how you haven't lost out yet. In fact, I'm going to give you guys a little preview because some of you may not understand the trickery that occurs. And I'm about to show you some of the trickery that these guys, after they get themselves in a little trouble, and I'm referring to Open Door, Zillow, Redfin, when they're out here buying homes and jacking up the prices because they're outbidding people because they already own maybe 50 to 100 homes already at the lower price. So then they outbid people. So they increase the price for all their 100 or 200 homes they've already bought until the price doesn't go up anymore. And then it turns out they overpaid. So once you understand that these guys overpaid and why I have videos coming out saying why I wanted the hedge funds to buy and why I want them to still buy, because once they take all their bullets and use them all up, when the prices go down 9 months from now, 8 months from now, even further, they've already shot their bullets. And now ordinary citizens can buy up the real on sale, on clearance homes. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. One of the tricks that you're going to do is just what they do in the stock market. So let's say, for the sake of argument, that you want to buy a hedge fund. Citadel wants to buy Apple stock. All right. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, another company wants to sell hundreds of thousands of Apple stock, and their sale price is below the market price. So what do? We sell behind the scenes, over the counter, between us, so it doesn't show up on the open market, so people don't find out that we sold the shares $30 less than what's on the stock market. Because if we actually sold it on the stock market for $30 below the price, that would bring the stock price down. A single serious crash. People would start panicking. What happened? So they do it quietly. Guess what? They try to do that also when you overpay for real estate. They don't want to put it on the MLS, because then you'll find out that the price was chopped down 40%, 30%. So instead, what do? You do things like this. Open door exclusives, not on the stock market. I mean, on the MLS. The real estate has something called the multiple listing service. And therefore, that's where people, realtors, find homes. These homes here are not on the MLS. You know why? Because on the MLS, it shows how much people paid for it. Just like you can find out how much homes are paid for as well, or bought. And so therefore, when somebody looks at this against the other MLS listings, they find out, wait a minute, they only cut in fact, they're trying to sell me the house at that same high price they were selling it at 8 months ago. It's not worth that. This is where they find the lazy people who don't do their research. You here in the SSN Nation, you guys do research. But here's opendoor.com exclusives. And this is Houston, Texas, 118 homes. Look at this. Is this a joke? Look at this. Look at all these homes sitting. And I believe taxes are due. I believe. And I actually mentioned this in part 2. This is part of part 2 that's coming out tomorrow. I actually show people this right here. Austin, they're in Austin, Texas too. So look at this, Houston area, all these homes coming soon that they are sitting on, that they have expenses to pay. Some of these are in HOA territories. I just love this. They're caught with their hands in the cookie jar. And now they can't put it on the MLS. They don't want people to know about it. So they only want to sell open door exclusive. This is freaking hilarious. Hilarious. Trying to bypass MLS so it stays out of the limelight. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. They have tricks. They have lots of tricks, but we don't fall for it. Once you know what they're doing, the prices are still overpriced. Crazy. $30 below price. Exactly, Curtis Davis. That's exactly right. Open door exclusive versus MLS creating their own market. Exactly, Curtis Davis. Backdoor moves, but they won't work. Because people aren't this stupid. Well, okay. People are always ignorant. They may not know. Some people, I don't know, they'll find open door exclusives and think they're getting a deal, but they won't bother to look on at least Zillow. at least call a realtor up or find out if there's a home meeting the same criteria in the neighborhood for the price. You're not going to match prices just to make sure. Houston and Austin are overpriced. Exactly, Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial on point. Exactly. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? This is now what we're into. They can't do the leverage play because they're already leveraged. So it's not like they can go to the around back to the Wall Street guys and say, hey, man, we got $10 billion worth of homes. Do you guys want to buy these? They're all going to be like, have you lost your mind? So they can't get rid of them. They're sitting vacant. They're paying fees and dues and taxes and water bills, water, sewer, and garbage. This is beautiful. All I got to say, ladies and gentlemen, of course I'm laughing because there's nobody else on YouTube that talks like this that I'm saying. Everybody gives this other BS nonsense. I'm the one out here been telling you what's going to happen. Instead, there's still people here that come in and chime in, make in the comment section, which I have no problems. Everybody has an opinion. When they said, Eric, the home prices won't go down because these hedge funds and stock companies are going to be out here buying homes. And I said, I hope they buy them all. But that's not going to save the housing market because there's 6 million, 5 million homes sold a year. They can only buy a few thousand. And yes, open door, home for rent, American homes that rent, they literally all combined have 100,000 homes. So they are not going to get anywhere near 2 million, 3 million homes that they can buy up at any price because they already did that. Open Door, Zillow, Redfin, all these guys involved with we're going to buy homes at any price. Yeah, well, right now that any price means they're sitting vacant while they're paying taxes, water, sewer, and garbage bills for no reason. It's hilarious. Imagine you have 1,000. No, hold on. Imagine you have 52,000 properties. Imagine half of them are vacant. Imagine you have a bill due, whether it's $100, whether it's $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 due on 25,000 homes. You cannot recoup the money. The home price is going down. So now you're going to have to sell at a loss or sell at a loss or not sell it at all and then still have to pay the taxes, the water, the sewer, the garbage bill, and all of that every month for thousands of homes. Take your pick, ladies and gentlemen. Which way do you think they're going to go? You know what they're going to do. They're a corporation. They're going to sell at a lower price, lose money, and do a tax write-off. You don't get to do that if you're an individual, but they do. So that's all they're going to do. They'll just do a tax write-off for all of it. But guess who's going to win? Because they're going to have to sell the home at below market value after prices have already dropped 20, 25, 30%. And they're going to have to put thousands of homes on the market. Eventually. It's a beautiful thing. We get to win. Nobody else is talking this. I have to keep saying this. Come on, man. This is craziness. All right, you guys. You guys are ahead of the game. You know what's coming. That's why I say get your credit right. Get your duffel bag of cash right. Make sure you're going to be able to put down 20%. But 20% on 250,000 is much different than 20% on 500,000. Right? I'm just saying. Or 10%, either way. I'm just saying. So think about it. So that's it. I read the MLS, Zillow, all sources. Exactly. If you want to keep a secret, put it in a book. Just don't research. Exactly. So Open Door trying to do backdoor moves. In fact, they should be bankrupt any day now. I'm just saying. Remember what I told you guys it was probably 3 years ago when Zillow came out with their BS nonsense when they said we're going to do loans, But I'm like, wait a minute, don't you guys create the value of the house? So now you have an incentive to raise the prices on homes because that means you get more fees when you do mortgage loans and lending. That should be a no-go zone by our government. I was like, but they're just going to implode because all they're going to do is raise the price on properties. And then they got into the buying property game. So then they did the whole thing. They raised the prices of property, found out people aren't buying. And then when home prices started getting to a climax, they were like, hold on, we better get rid of this stuff. And so then they finally said, you know what, last year, I'm out. I said, I know you're out because it's not going to work. This isn't stocks. Stocks, you can do what they're doing because all you have to do is just buy the stock at a higher price one time. And that gets the price up to a higher level, then everybody else jumps on the bandwagon, whether it's buying and selling. A home, you can't just buy one house at an overinflated price. You need more. So what do? They buy more homes to increase the price. But now you have a liability because they're not free. Stocks, you buy a stock, you go off into Never Never Land. Whether if it's not earning any dividends, you don't have to spend any more money. A house, you can't let a house sit because you're going to have vandalism. You're going to have people who may live in an HOA. You might have bought a house and you definitely have to pay water, sewer, and garbage every month. You can't get away with that. So either way, you have expenses. And if you don't upkeep the house and maintain the house, which means somebody's going to have to mow the lawn, somebody's going to have to actually come in and check on plumbing, cut it on every now and then and all this. If you don't use stuff, it breaks down. So you're going to have to spend money to repair it before the next buyer is going to buy it. Either way, you're done. Zillow, done. Open Door, done. Redfin, clowning too, done. All you guys had your fun and games. You got over for a minute, but now, OCs, chill out. We're going to have some fun in about 8 months and on. It's going to be a party. This is going to be the greatest transfer of wealth that you're going to be able to take a part in. And that's going to be passive income for you because you're going to be able to buy so cheap and then be able to rent it out at a reasonable rate, whether it's short term or long term. Either way, if that's your case, you want to do it that way. But either way, you're going to be able to win. Just buy and not rent out a liability. The reason why it's going to be good is because the Federal Reserve is going to decrease interest rates in 2024. I mean, at the end of 2023 or second half. And then in 2024, it'll be back in the range where people are going to be press their foot on the gas and say, time to buy, because it'll be down to 4%, 4.5. And now whoever bought in at the cheaper rate, you just get to go along for the ride. The increase in price, you're a winner. And then you're set up potentially for life because this next bubble is going to be like any other. $300,000, $350,000 home could be $1 million in like 4 years, 3 years. That's how crazy this is going to get. So that's why you need to get in, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's why you need to get in. If you want to keep a secret, put it in the book. Exactly. Zillow stock crashes and had to exit the biz. Exactly. Open Door, Redfin, all of them. They tried this nonsense. It only works when home prices are going up. Soon as you're holding the bag, musical chairs is what you guys are playing. Whoever bought homes in the last 2 years, you were basically playing musical chairs. You were vying to buy a house at the higher price, thinking, I guess, that the price would continue to rise. Who's going to be holding the bag? Well, Zillow last year said, we're playing musical chairs, but we're actually going to try and lose on purpose. So here, take this house, please, while the prices are still good. Open Door, on the other hand, said, nah, you guys are out. That gives us more market share. We're going to buy more homes. Now Open Door is sitting there. They're the ones in the musical chairs. Everybody else is sitting around going, okay, who's going to give up and give us the cheaper price? Open Door says, not us. We're going to come out with Open Door exclusives. We're not going to put it on the MLS because we don't want people to know that we're dropping these things 20, 30, 40%, because that would make a run on our other homes in the neighborhood. So you understand their motivation for this, right? If they have 118 homes, which they have more than that in Houston, they already have other homes that are sitting there. So if they drop the price in the neighborhood 20%, 25%, and sell, that means other people's home price just went down 20, 25%. So that's why they don't want to put it on MLS. You have to understand, they have motivation for this. They just don't want to get totally wiped out and have to file bankruptcy, which I think Open Door is. If they avoid bankruptcy, it's going to be a miracle. Low prices plus low rates in 2024. Be patient. Exactly, Curtis Davis. So here's what's going to happen, though. This is where the game gets interesting. Low prices 2023 to 2024. Low rates will be back in fashion late 2024. What I mean is it's going to take them 4 quarters to go down. They're not going to drop. They're not going to, if their federal funds rate is 9.5, they're not going to come out in, like, let's say July of 2023 and go, oh, we're going to reduce it 1 point. So now you're going to be down to 8. So if you realize that even if they took 1 point a quarter, they need 5 quarters. All right. So you guys have to understand 5 quarters. That means a year and 6 months. Or a year and 3 months. So we're talking 2023 all the way into 2024. Meanwhile, the carnage is already going to have happened because people can't even then fathom when they do this 0.5 now and 0.5 in March or February. That's going to be another point. They're not going to reduce 1 percentage point. Even though they might get desperate, I don't think even they will do this. But if they do, that would be awesome. Because as soon as they get down to that 5% range, home prices will start rising. But again, that's going to take them, in theory, they're going to do a 0.5, they're going to do a 0.75. It should take them at least a year, almost a year and 3/4 of a year. It should take them that long because they should be increasing it for the next 2 quarters. And then at that point, we're at 9.5, so, or possibly 10. So again, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Be patient. Like Chili Davis is saying here, go check out his channel, subscribe, like his videos. He's part of the SSN Nation, giving out facts, not giving out BS and opinionated nonsense. I have opinions, but my opinion, as I'm telling you now, is based on facts. When I see Open Door calling this going behind people's back, they have thousands of homes, not just in Texas. They got homes all over the United States that they bought up. Their stock price is look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is funny stuff. Look at this. I'm just laughing about this. This is funny stuff. Check this out. This is funny stuff. Oh, and by the way, they can't borrow against their stock anymore. Look at this, $1.54. Look at this. In 1 year, 89.69%. That's 90%. I showed this in the video that's coming out tomorrow, but you guys are getting a preview because there's only a few of you here right now. But look at this, 90 freaking percent. Oh, I love this. I believe Eric Wu might have stepped down. I believe Kerry Wheeler might be taking over. And revenue $8 billion in 2021. They have to lay people off. They're going to have to come up with something else. They have no other bullets left. They owe money, ladies and gentlemen. They leveraged. Their stock price is in the tanked 90%, so they can't borrow against their stocks. I don't see how they're not going to be filing bankruptcy, but that's just me. We'll see what happens. We're going to find out. This is hilarious stuff. I love it. I love it. That's right. We took the ride up 2022, mid 2023, start point down. Exactly. 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 And again, if you're new here, don't be afraid. If a home price right now, lock in Redfin, Zillow, Trulia, whatever you keep, if you have a real estate agent, go find your favorite neighborhood. What I'm going to suggest is go to your favorite custom, go to your favorite upscale neighborhood where you thought, hey, man, it would be awesome if I live here. Let me see these prices. Now get reasonable. Don't go into that neighborhood that's $5 million. All right, let's get reasonable. What we're talking about is a neighborhood that you would live in or wanted to live in, but you said, hey, you know what? That's too expensive. Go there and then think 40, 50% off would I pay that price? If you say yes, then that's where you need to hit a save, tell your realtor this is what I'm looking for, and then see what it's at in about 4 months. Then start tracking, because you might find there's going to be some gems, and you might find that one that you always thought you couldn't afford, and you're going to go, some people it might be $500,000 might be there, I can't afford that. But if it was 275, if it was 300,000, would you be happy to buy it there? But again, some of you don't know the economics. And I'm going to show you this because I talk on YouTube a little more in real estate YouTube videos, and I make suggestions to people. And there's things like this that come along. And I'm going to put this on the screen. Members here and subscribers, old subscribers have seen this before. But what a lot of people don't realize is they automatically start thinking something else. And I'm like, why do you say this? So here's what I'm going to do. I was at one of these real estate YouTube channels, and the guy was talking about home prices will go down, but interest rates will go up. So I put in something like, okay, and so I put in something along the lines of, this is great. If the home price drops 40 or 50%, then you need to buy. And that's what I put in there. And then I said something to the neighborhood of what I tell you guys. I said, yes, you buy at the 8.9, 9.5% mortgage, because I'll take the half price home with a higher mortgage rate, because I know the Federal Reserve is going to reduce their federal funds rate. So therefore, I can always get my mortgage reduced. And so people responded. And it was weird. One guy said something like, I'm going to show you this here. Something like, yeah, we know this trick in the car business from before. And I said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, because a car goes down in value. I can't buy a car brand new or a car at any price that somebody will give me a loan for. And if my loan is, let's call it 9%, I can't go back to them and refi it and benefit me. I can refi, yes, but I'm going to refi because the price of the car went down. Why? I'm not going to win on that. I said, sure, I'll save a little mortgage money. I mean, it's only 5 years. If you have a loan, well, you could have 7 years. It's only 5 years. What am I going to save? $1,000? I mean, this is not even the same thing. What we're talking about is there's a marked difference. Now my car that I bought for $50,000 at a 9% rate, now all of a sudden I want to refi it, but I've had to pay how many years? Because as soon as I drive it off the lot, that $50,000 car is worth 40. Nobody's going to give me a loan my first year for 40 grand for the car and say, hey, Eric, you're going to give you a 5% interest rate. That's not going to happen. So therefore, my first year, I'm eating sand. The next year, I'm losing more. So now my car is worth $35,000. So nobody's going to refi a $35,000 car and I have a loan for 45? I said, man, what are you guys talking about? Not going to happen. So anyhow, I said, that's not the point. I said, what you don't get is, which I'm going to explain, is you're buying a $500,000, you bought $500,000 house at 7 point, let's just use 9 because that's what it's going to be this month. 7.9%. Oh, that's 500,000. 7.9%, right? That's what we bought a house for. Oh, sorry, guys. I got it reversed. We bought a house. Everybody was happy with their 3.2. All right. So you bought a $500,000 house, 3.2% interest rate, 30 years. Your mortgage is $2,162. Now, if I get lucky enough to buy a house for $250,000 and my interest rate is 8.2%, you guys see this, right? This is $1,869, right? So let's go back because I can't remember what it was. But here we are. 2162. All right. 2,162. But I turn around and buy a house for 250,000. And we're at 8 point, whatever I want to put in. Doesn't matter. 8.4. I believe 1,900 is less than 2,000 something. So now I'm spending the same, less money than you because I bought the house for 50% off. But there's more to this, ladies and gentlemen, because here in the SSN Nation, you have to think. You just can't sit idly by. You have to think, use your head. So here's what happens. 2 years from now, the Federal Reserve will reduce the interest rate by 2, 3, 4 points. We'll just take 3 points and say 5%. I get to refi my house. And not only do I get to refi my house, I get to refi my house and dictate terms to the mortgage company that's going to refi. And terms, what I mean, like no penalty, no points if I refi at any time. They're going to say, hell yes, because they got a few points up front, because when you do it, you can't get away from it. So now I free myself up on the backside. Now I come, now remember this is 1905. Remember the $500,000 guy who has a $400 and some odd $1,000 note? He can't refi because his house is only worth $250. We can refi because guess what? Our house went up to $325,000. He still owes $400 and something thousand. I don't. I owe less than $250. So now they refi. I don't want to pull any money out. I just want to reduce my interest rate. So I pay a few points and call it a day. So we go down to 5%, 5.4. Why don't we call it that? Ladies and gentlemen, our payment now is $1,404. My man who has that 3.2% interest rate and a $500,000 house that's worth $325,000 now, he can't refi. He's still paying $2,100. Now, this gets real crazy because heaven forbid if they get into the 4.1% range, because now we're at $1,200. Meanwhile, my man's paying $2,100. My house goes up to $350, $400, $500. But ladies and gentlemen, we only owe less than $250. We now have equity in our home of $250,000, and we have a $1,200 a month note or less. Now, did you not hear the $250,000 equity part? Which now means I can actually pull money out and then I can turn around and invest it into other assets that pay me without having to work for it. You didn't have to do anything. You just rode on the coattails of the Federal Reserve and what they do every 7 to 13 years. Why sweat? Millionaires are made during this time frame. So I'm just saying, this is the second part. So when somebody tells you, no, don't buy at 9% at 50% off home prices, just tell them, you handle things your way, I'll handle it mine. Because the Federal Reserve, you can count on one thing with central banks. They will reduce interest rates to help their freaking oligarch buddies and corporations to get cheap money and cheap loans. No way around it. So ride the coattails or get left behind. That's your choice. All right. Open Door got crushed. Exactly. And they're about to be really crushed. I think, again, if they stay in business, I don't know how, but if they do, it's will be interesting. Shadow money works in favor in real estate market. Loan over 30 years versus car loan over 4 years. There's little to save. Exactly, Curtis Davis. Exactly. That's what they didn't understand. I'm sitting there going, you do understand home prices go up. That means you have value that you created. So I don't understand. You're getting a cheap price, half price. And if the Federal Reserve, which I'm pretty sure they're going to do, because at some point in time, Americans will vote in, and I hate to say it, but I got to be political about it. Americans will vote in another GOP president, and they will have a GOP Senate and a GOP House of Republicans. I'm saying House of Republicans. When they do that, tax cut, tax breaks, and damn near 0% Federal Reserve funds rate is going to happen. That's their MO. That means housing prices will be off the chart. That's why this is the greatest transfer of wealth that's going to happen right now. Because set yourself up, because I will say, no matter which administration occurs, the same thing is going to happen with the Federal Reserve. No matter what forget the tax cut, tax break portion. No matter what happens with any president, any party that's in power, the Federal Reserve, it does one thing only, because they're not part of the federal government. They're a central bank. They're a separate entity from the government. They will reduce interest rates to spur the economy for their friends, not for you who has a W-2 job. It's for their friends that own corporations. That's why you need to own a corporation and get in the game. Everybody here for the last 4 years, you guys already know. Anybody here new and not in the game, now's the time. That's why I have Opus Virtual Office in the links down below. I don't sell books. I don't sell courses. We don't do that here. This is the no guru zone. We tell you like it is. Yes, YouTube doesn't like it. Yes, somebody's messing with the algorithms. It hasn't stopped us. It's not going to stop me. 4 years I've been on here, 1,000 videos, telling people what's going to happen in advance. Not Johnny come lately. And now I'm out here again, telling people again what's going to happen, how you're going to make money off of it. And you just got to just do it and sit back and let the government do it for you. The most dangerous man in America. Now you will know why the government's always been after my ass. Now you guys are getting a clue, trying to share information with ordinary citizens. I have friends of mine, by the way, I should have them on, who recently, the guy got into real estate because I used to talk to him like 12 years ago. It's funny as hell. 12, 13 years ago, I used to go eat at a restaurant, House of Chicken and Ribs in Sacramento, one of the best barbecue places, and he finally shut it down. So it's actually more than 12 years ago. 15 years ago, And I used to talk, I'd come in and he would, you know, after a while, I lived in the neighborhood. I'd come in because he had the best barbecue. I'd literally order like once a week. And I'd always get like their biggest thing. They called a three-way at the time. And there's three meats. So story time, three meats. And then the coleslaw or greens and sides. So potato salad. So, and hot and mild and spicy and awesome stuff, right? They give you large portions, enough to eat for 2 days, right? That's why I always got the three-way. So one day we're in there. He says, "Hey, man, you're in here like every week." I said, "Yeah, I just live like a half mile down there. You make the best barbecue in the freaking area. It's all of Sacramento. And you give out generous portions. And the only thing I can say is you charge a little more than everybody else, but as far as I'm concerned, it's worth it. For $300 more per month, you can get a house half as big. Interest rate is more important than the price, in my opinion." Exactly, Victor Murray. I agree with you 100%. Remember, the first few years, all you're paying is interest. Victor Morero hit it exactly on the head. Exactly on the head. Most people don't realize what their amortization table looks like. They don't realize that they were paying interest regardless if they have that 3.2 or not. The guy still owes 490,000 a year or two later. That's the funny part about this. It's not going to matter to me, but all I do know is, like Victor Morero points out, the interest rate is much more important. Because if I have the $500,000 house and interest rates go below my interest rate, goes to 2.78, that means I'm not paying $2,100 anymore. It'll only be a little bit. I might be paying $2,000 now, 2025 or whatever. But my point is, if I have a higher interest rate, my mortgage note can decrease dramatically if I have an interest rate of 8% or 9%, and these guys drop it all the way down to 4%. Half of my interest, yes. Where can I sign up? And I bought the house for half price, or even let's just say we don't get to 50%, but 40% difference. Same rules apply, because the equity that you're going to receive is well worth it. The equity is much more valuable. You can't look, if things work out, most people aren't going to be able to save $200,000, $300,000 in a matter of 4 or 5 years. Unless, of course, you make like $400,000, $500,000 a year. But all I'm trying to say is that's not the general population, the OCs, ordinary citizens that are here. You're not going to be doing this. All right. So let's just get things in real perspective. So once you understand that, when somebody tells you, "Hey, you might have a home that you have equity of $300,000, some people would say, "Well, what does that mean?" What that means is you can tap into that equity and buy yourself a business that's already generating revenue, profit. Or maybe you're going to go out here and buy another piece of property that generates you revenue, or another business like a storage business or something. But whatever you do, you use that equity to get you into more passive income. That's what you use it for. You don't go buy the boats. You don't go buy the yachts. You don't go buy the motorcycles. You don't go painting rooms. You don't go rehabilitating, doing your house rehab, taking out 200,000 or 100,000 and going, "Oh yeah, we want a new kitchen. We want a new patio. We want a new deck." You don't want to do all that. What you want to do is take money out, go buy an asset that pays you, that can pay your mortgage. And then from that point on, you now can build some wealth, because now you have money coming in and now you can do what you love to do. You got to give yourself options, because you don't know what governments are going to do. You don't even know if your government's going to confiscate your home, your property, your land. You don't know. So you need multiple ways of getting revenue in. All right. So Victor Morero hit it right on the head. That interest you're paying in the first few years from the amortization table tells all you need to know. All right, we're 3 hours in. It went longer than I expected, but please smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, investors think of equity plus low rates. Consumers think big home. Hey, exactly. I think big home, but that's only because I have so much furniture I can't buy a little home. And the funny thing about it is, I don't even need a big home. That's the funny thing. It's almost like, where can I get that 1,500 square foot pad, right? Because all I'm going to be doing is sitting around watching TV, coming in here to do a video in an office or a room, because in this case, bedroom. And then how many other places you need? You have a bedroom, and that's it. Kitchen. There's not many places you're going to hang out in the house. So it's nice to have a big home. And a lot of people want a big home. But at the same time, upkeep involved. There's a lot of negatives also for having a big home. And what a big home is all relative to the person. I think a home that's basically like over 3,500 square feet is a big home, for instance. I don't care how much it costs. I just think it's a big home because it is. So some people might think a 7,000 square foot house is a big home. I think that's overkill. Other people think a big home is 1,200 square feet. So it's all relative to your personality and what your lifestyle is. But what isn't going to be relative is the bottom line is, if you want to make money, then you have to plan ahead. In the real estate game, you got to be on top of this. It's wide open here. They're telling you what they're going to do. They're telling you interest rates are going to be raised in the next few months. So they know it's going to be 0.5 because Wall Street said we're good with 0.5. And probably it's going to be 0.5 in February or something. We know they're still going to increase the interest rates. We just don't know. It's not going to be 1% or 0.75. So that's good. So we know home prices are going to continue to fall, especially in December and January. Nobody buys homes generally. Traditionally, it's wintertime. Nobody's moving during Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, and all that. So you have less buyers in the first place. And then interest rates are going to go up another point between now and the next 4 months. Simple. Home prices have to go down further. So stand by. Get your duffel bag of cash. Get your cash in order. Get your credit in order. Make sure you got everything in order, because when the time comes, you want to be able to get one of these cheap homes. And you can get a big, cheap home if that's your thing. Simple. Yes. A meat, 3 veggies, the barbecue, spicy, mild collard greens, coleslaw. Exactly. And I went off on my story. So I'll give you guys the story. So I'm over there 15, 16 years ago. Doing my land auction stuff, telling them about I'm building these houses on these lots that I got for. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, when the SHIT hits the fan for real estate, land, that's when you buy land. Land buying, also T-9 months, because they're going to give it away dirt cheap. Because again, people are paying taxes for land. And some people actually have water coming to their lots. So they might be paying more than just taxes. Some of these people have HOAs. So all of a sudden they're like, you know what? I'm tired of having these HOAs. So back to the story at hand. So, my man, Dwight, owns a house of ribs and chicken, house of chicken and ribs. And he finally retired. But 15, 16, 17 years ago, I'm going around land auction. I'm buying up lots. I'm selling it. I'm doing this. And one day he says, hey, man, what are you doing? Because you just come in here all times, a day, evening, come get stuff. And I was just like, oh, man, I just deal in real estate. He's like, what do you mean? Like a realtor? I said, hell no. Why would I restrict myself? No. Let me tell you what I'm doing. There's this company called Land Auction. There's this company that sells land, and you can buy it at no credit check, no qualifying, no barrier to entry. Sound familiar? He's like, what? What are you saying? I said, okay, let me explain something to you. There's a place up in Northern California called Shelter Cove. Shelter Cove was going to be like this little millionaire's paradise. They built an airport there. All the lots have ocean views. It's awesome. in the mountains, and then you come out and it's all ocean views. Oh, it's beautiful, actually. Half of the property has no sewer. They have over 4,000 lots. Roughly, I'll just break it down. 2,000 lots have no sewer. They're on a hill. 2,000 lots have sewer. They're on a hill. All lots generally have ocean view. Well, not all, but 90% have ocean view. Well, because it's on an incline, decline situation, it costs a lot of money to build a home. But the idea of living where you just have ocean views, endless ocean views, basically 180-degree ocean views from any room in the house, the possibility of somebody building a house and not having to worry about getting a septic system, but can get are in the sewer section. Those lots in the sewer section were selling for 20 grand minimum and up. Guess out of the 2,000 lots, nobody was building. So there's a lot of people that were selling them. And guess how they got them? Because land auction were sending notes. Nobody even knew about this little place. And so therefore, they had probably 100 to 200 lots. So people in the septic area were giving their lots away saying, hey, you can get me $1,000. Please do it. Because taxes. Can't sit on it forever. Now, land auction comes and says, hey, they would have like maybe 4 to 6 lots per West Coast auctions, whether it was in San Jose, whether it was in LA, whether it was in San Francisco, whether it was in San Diego, all right, whether it was in, what was the other one? Irvine. All these locations, they would always have 3, 4, 6 Shelter Cove. 3 of them generally were in the septic area. 2 or 3 would be in the sewer section. People don't go and check out the landscape. I literally drove out there to go look at the lay of the land, find out where all the lots are, because they have the plot maps and everything in the booklet online. So you can find it. The roads and everything's right there. So you can go look, stand there, see the incline, decline, the elevations and everything. So now you have people at the auction in LA. LA to Shelter Cove, I think that's probably a 8, 12. That's got to be like 13-hour drive. You can fly there, but to fly into Humboldt Airport, not everybody flies into that airport. I don't think it's not Humboldt Airport, but it's Arcadia Airport. You can do that, but at the time, not that many flights into that area. So most people didn't drive there. They're not going to fly into San Francisco and then drive up 4 hours, 5 hours. They're not going to do that. So most people didn't even know what they're bidding on. So again, I got lucky where the sewer lots were always after 1 or 2 of the 1 or 2 that don't have sewer lots. And so therefore the septic slots, as I called it. So anyhow, now what happens? I'm talking with Dwight and I tell him, I said, hey man, you're not going to believe it, but I'll just tell you, these guys, they have them at no credit check, no qualifying. And all you have to do is put down $500. And your first payment is due in 60 days. I said, but see, here's what happens. I literally buy these for like 3,000 to 4,000. I already know I can sell them for 18,000, 15,000, 25,000 without a sweat because they're worth more than that. He goes, well, then how do you do that? I say, well, you're not going to believe this. I'm at the auction on Saturday. Saturday at 10 a.m., let's say, is when it starts. 3 or 4 p.m., it's over. I leave. I go to, if I'm in LA, I go to my hotel room. I list it on eBay for 7 days. At the end of 7 days, I have a winner. PayPal eBay works together. So the person pays me. The lots, like I said, I'd buy for 3,000, and I'll even go up to 5. Well, actually, I never bought one for 5, I don't think. But let's say I bought one for 5 in the sewer section, 14,000. So buy it at 3 to 5. I'd sell for 13,000, 15,000, 16,000, 11, 12, never under 10 grand. So now it was just a matter of how many of these can you get. Now you guys understand my affinity for exponentials. If I can do this once, please give me 3 of them. So this is what I was doing. So whenever 3 sewer lots came up, and there would be 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 of the other lots in the other section, I would still bid on the other ones. Not trying to win, of course. I just wanted these guys to win so their money's off the table if another one comes up, which I already knew was coming later. I told you guys about that before. So Dwight's like, well, then are you trying to say that all you did was go to the auction down there, and then 8 days later, you've made like $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000, and you didn't do anything but put them on eBay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's like, nah, man, this can't be that easy. Just like people are sitting here right now saying, oh, no, Eric, it's not this easy. You can't just buy a house next year at 50% off and then get your property value to go up because the Federal Reserve is going to reduce interest rates. Yes, it's that easy. You just have to be in the game. That's the story. So then Dwight at first was in disbelief until one day I came to him, and again, I'm getting some food, and he's like, what you doing now, man? What's up? You still buying those land auction things? I said, yeah, man, I bought this land auction thing at Clear Lake, California. I bought a Lakeview lot for $3,000. And he's like, Lakeview and Clear Lake? I said, yes. He says, okay, this is interesting. I said, yeah, especially since all the homes in this Clear Lake HOA area with the golf course, if you build a 4,000 square foot house, it's worth $1 million. He's like, what? I said, exactly. I said, yeah, so I'm building this house. It's going to cost me about $400,000. After it's done, the appraised value is going to be like 1.2. He's like, wait, are you serious? I said, yeah, but here's the other part of the story. The lot, I get to use as collateral for the first section of the draw. He's like, no. He's like, he's like, you can't be serious. I said, yeah. So look, get this. I said, the lot's $3,000. Guess how much it's worth? And he started laughing when he heard. He says, I said, yeah, man, it's worth like 90 G's. He's like, wait, you bought it for $3,000 and it's worth 90 G's? I said, exactly. I said, so now I get to use that as collateral for my building, the structure. And he's like, and it's already financed with Brad Evans Easy Loans. Oh, by the way, Brad Evans Easy Loans. You can Google it. He's still doing it. He gives you the construction loans, withdrawals and everything, ladies and gentlemen. No credit check, no qualifying, California. All right. He's still doing it. He has investors that'll give him money, by the way, nowadays, but still the same thing. He still does it. Brad Evans, Easy Loans. Check it out. Google it. You'll find it. All right. It's real out here in the field. I've been doing this a long time. So he found out about that and he's like, no freaking way. Then I came back next time, a few days later, get something. I showed him the plans. He's like, oh, this is sweet. I said, I know. That's why it's going to be worth this amount of money. He goes, so wait, you can make like $600,000? I said, exactly. He's like, I got to get in this. So then he started studying. He started talking a little more. Next thing I know, he buys this freaking house for like 400 G's, 350 maybe. And it's in the freaking gated community, golf course and all, where all the homes are like $1 million. So all that stuff that I was telling him before about how to buy stuff at cheaper prices, he was able to figure out how he could buy this custom house because apparently somebody lost their house to something and he was able to swoop in and save them, but he got the house at a cheaper price by saving them basically almost what they paid for it. Is that sweet or what? So then he starts his journey. Hey, I bought a house in Georgia. Ground zero. I bought the land. I had it financed. They're building it for me right now. Fast forward 15 years later. He has a spread south of Georgia, south of Atlanta. Crazy, right? California kids. And he's in South Georgia, bought a big ass house with acres and took the profit from his house that he had in Cali. And then he bought some other homes in Virginia at the right price, other places around the United States, because he talked to me for like 2-3 years. He heard these stories. So I'm just letting you guys know. This is always an endless game that the government of the United States plays, but they know that ordinary citizens can't play in the game because they first, one, they can't get low interest rates on demand. Second, you can't get a no qualifying loan for a house. So they know that you're blocked. But they can, in meanwhile, borrow against their shares of stock. They can actually sell their shares of stock. They can actually go to the Federal Reserve and say, hey, can you guys loan me some money, interest only? They can actually go to Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo and say, see, we own these corporations. Will you let me borrow against my company or against my stocks or against my other assets? And they say yes. And then they get to come out here and buy in any condition. So they get to win regardless. But OCs, us, we only get to win whenever they F up. They effed up. So we get to win again. But you only have windows. You don't get a long window. You don't get 5-year windows. You only get short windows where you can buy in at the cheapest price. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Another story I gave you. That's pretty much it. We're going to wrap this up tonight. I went too long. So 3 hours, 21 minutes in. Smash the like button. If you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. Down below in the description, cash flow NFT. The IX Global licenses. Down below, you'll find all of it. You can search the channel and other videos will come up. But don't miss out. You have about 3 opportunities coming up in 2023. The NFTs, the license, and real estate. You can play. And oh, by the way, don't forget about the land. Don't forget about that. You don't want to buy land right now. You want to buy land sometime next year when home prices drop, land prices drop. So you find land that has either all of the above if you can get it. The electrical, the water, the sewer coming to your land or a portion anywhere on your land. That's what you want. If you can't get it, then your next move is you call up and say, hey, where's the nearest electricity, water, sewer? You need to know because you have to pay it to come down. And paying it could be $5,000 per quarter mile. Could be $10,000 per mile. It all depends on what city, state, and county you're in. So therefore, if you don't already have it at your lot, in order for you to do something like can build a house or structure on there, you're going to have to bring it down. And that means you could be an extra 30, 40, 50 G's just because you didn't buy the right lot. So just don't go out here willy-nilly buying lots unless you have a reason to buy a lot. Because you don't want to sit on it because you're going to have HOA fees or some taxes or some other fees that's going to be due, and you're going to have to make sure it's clear. All right. Now, I was going to end this, but I have another story because you guys know Grandma's house. You guys have seen it in Florida, Grandma's house. Get this. Grandma's house. Some people all of a sudden keep calling up saying that they're going to give it's only a 3-bedroom. Well, it was redesigned, but anyhow, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Only around, I don't know, 1,300 square feet. I don't even think it's that big. I think it's like 1,000 square feet. 125,000. Now, it's not in the best neighborhood, but here's the thing that's happening. It's an airport that they made, and it's an international airport in Fort Pierce, Florida. It's incredible. That's why it's on the side. It's on the side of town where the airport's going to be made. So now investors are coming into this area where they have these old homes that were built in 1950. They're all brick, but they have land, like half an acre, a third of an acre. So they're basically being able to possibly buy at a, well, 120, 130 in this area is not that cheap, but they can actually buy these, tear them down, and potentially, if one person starts building a home that's like a newer home and they're worth 350, 400, then everybody's home price would go up, whoever builds that style. Because if you do any rehab on these homes, Fort Pierce, they made a rule. This is how you stop OCs and their families from making money. They made a rule that if you change or upgrade the home, guess what happens? You have to bring it up to the year's codes. So explain to me how a 1950, 1960, 1980 home, you add a room, the whole house has to be 2022 specs for electrical and other building requirements. You might as well, you have to build a new house. So how do you make OCs not win? That's what you do. You say, okay, we're not going to let you guys do anything. If you do rehab, you got to bring it up to today's codes on a house that's 40 years old. That's not going to work, 50 years old. So people can't afford to tear down a house and build another house, but investors can. So see what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen? This is what happens. They put up rules, they put up roadblocks so ordinary citizens can't win. Well, guess what? We're going to win here in the SSN Nation regardless. And oh, by the way, we have to get rid of grandma's house. That's all there is to it. There's family matters. It has to go, unfortunately. So it's probably going to be sold sometime in the next, I don't know, 3-4 months. People have actually offered. They've written up contracts. It seems like it might be a go. So no more grandma's house. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I have something else for you, because in the next 3 years, we got something else. Because not only is there grandma's house, there just so happens to be a lot there. Yeah, water, sewer, garbage, electricity. Water, sewer, and electricity is already there. And there just so happens to be a double lot that's sitting in the neighborhood. So I'm waiting on all the investors to come in and build their fancy houses. So I'm still going to chill for a few more years. And after they get their stuff done and create the value of my lot goes up from 50 or 60 into the hundreds of thousands, then I'm going to use it as collateral, wash, rinse, and repeat, and build a nice little pad there. See how it works, ladies and gentlemen? All I'm saying. Another story for you later. But that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Thank you. Check out the other videos. Check out part 2 for why I want hedge funds and REITs and all them guys to buy homes now. Please do. And with all that said, make sure, it's hard out here, as you know, but keep your heads up. Keep thinking. Keep moving. And I'm out.